24-year-old Palestinian after Kennedy's victory in the pivotal California primary election. In 1973, Doris A. Davis became the first African-American woman to govern a city in a major metropolitan area when she was elected as mayor of Compton, California. In 1981, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention described 5 cases of a rare form of pneumonia, a deadly immune deficiency disease which later became known as AIDS. In 1986, the State Security Service, SSS, was created in Nigeria. It is also known as the Department of State Security, DSS. In 2004, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan died at age 93. Reagan was the 40th President of the United States. On this day in history, on this day in history, on this day in history.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today95.1 FM. We're talking because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people. Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Hello and good afternoon. Here's the business news on Today 95.1 FM. I'm Faustina Oputu. International credit rating agency Fitch Ratings has projected that the Naira will end the year at 1,450 to a dollar. This was disclosed by the Director of Savings at Fitch Ratings, Guillaume Noyani, during a post-sovereign rating webinar focused on Nigeria and Egypt. Speaking on the fate of the Naira, which has struggled since its floating in June 2023, Noyani said it is still finding its feet, adding that it is also in price discovery mode. He said Nigerians should expect a lot of volatility in the near term, noting that there is the expectation of multilateral donor funding coming in the third quarter this year, in addition to improved oil receipts. Delving into the foreign reserves of Nigeria, Noyani said that the gross foreign exchange reserves have fallen from its peak in March at about $34 billion and is currently standing around $32.7 billion, with the recent gains from oil receipts eroded by payment of existing debt obligations. The federal government has announced plans to reduce the importation of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, by about $4.4 billion annually by adopting the use of compressed natural gas. It announced this through the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, stating that the target of the government was to convert 1 million diesel and petrol-powered vehicles to start running on CNG. This, according to the coordinator, Regulations, Compliance and Facilitation, PCNGI, Zayan Tambari, would save the country about $4.4 billion annually on the importation of PMS into Nigeria. Tambari disclosed this in a presentation at the co-creation session in Nigeria Gas Vehicle Monitoring System in Abuja, as he also revealed that the target of the federal government was to replace 20% of the current 50 million liters of petrol consumed daily across the country with CNG. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has said it would mandate international oil companies to supply crude oil to Dangote Oil Refinery. The spokesperson for the NUPRC, Olaide Shinola, said the commission was intervening to ensure the local sale of crude to Dangote and other refineries in the country. Shinola stated this while reacting to a claim by the chairman of Dangote Group that the international oil companies were not ready to sell crude oil crude to the refinery. However, Shonola said the NUPRC would mandate the IOCs to sell to the Dangote refinery with clear directives that it must be done, adding that a recent meeting was held to discuss domestic crude oil supply. The NUPRC stressed that the Commission will not force them but will continue engaging them until there is an agreement. This report says Nigeria may have lost about 148 billion naira in oil revenue on Monday as a result of industrial action embarked upon by the organized labor. Recent data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission revealed that Nigeria produces 1.2 million barrels of crude oil daily, excluding condensates. Recall that oil workers under the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and their counterpart in the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers declared their resolve to shut down oil installations nationwide during the strike. Sources in the industry confirmed that it was implemented in many stations on Monday, leading to the disruption of oil production at the affected stations. Based on this disruption to crude oil production, the daily production volume is calculated against the cost of Brent on Monday and the official exchange rate. It implies that Nigeria may have lost about 148.8 billion naira in just one day due to the strike. The Nigeria Customs Service Western Marine Command has handed over 17 tacks of cannabis sativa containing 1,507 parcels worth 96 million naira intercepted along Bar Beach in Lagos State to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Speaking during the handover at the command in Apapa, Lagos, the Customs Area Controller of the command, Paul Bamisaye, said officers of the command, in a bid to purge the western waterways of smuggling activities, intercepted the hard drugs weighing 609 kilograms. He stated that a patrol team at the Bar Beach station received credible intelligence on the movements of a boat on the high sea carrying suspected contraband items. Bamisaye added that upon receiving the information, the team moved towards the described location and intercepted a fiber boat fitted with a 200 horsepower Yamaha engine carrying the suspected items. The WMC boss stated that the smugglers, upon sighting the patrol boats, abandoned their boat and dived into the water. On the foreign scene, the European Central Bank is expected to begin cutting Eurozone interest rates from historic highs this week. Policymakers are poised to reduce Eurozone borrowing costs by a quarter percentage point tomorrow, taking the key deposit rate to 3.75% from its current record level. ECB officials have widely flagged the coming cut and brushed off concerns about a divergence from the U.S. Federal Reserve, where a robust economy has pushed back expectations of when rate reductions will start. Reacting to this, ING economist Karsten Bazetsky said the ECB's own communication over the last 2 months has made it almost impossible not to cut. And that was the business news on Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening. I'm Faustina Uputu.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round. It goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Past 1 p.m. A lovely Wednesday afternoon to you and welcome to Business Today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. My name is Faustina Oputu. And yes, we need to have this conversation that we're about to have. It is as a result of the shutdown of the economy on Monday, way into Tuesday. As you may know, the organized labor embarked on a strike. Monday, they shut down on Monday, and then it was on Tuesday afternoon that they decided to relax or suspend the strike. And when that strike happened, it does seem like the entire economy was shut down. The TCN, the transmission company, they shut down the power grid, the national grid. It was shut down, so there was no power supply. Airports. Oh yeah, I like that part. I like the part that the airports are shut. I like that part because that would mean that the high and mighty are going to be affected as well. Not just you and I on the maybe lowest or almost lowest rung of the ladder, but then again, it was shut, and other places, seaports were shut down, and a lot of businesses were shut down as well. But what we're doing today is looking at the impact that has on businesses and, of course, the economy as a whole, okay? Just before I turned on the microphone to launch this show, if you're listening to the 1 p.m. business news, you must have heard that, they lost some amount of money. And usually after things like this, the government will come, the country lost so and so amount and all of those. And you would have people count their losses. So that's exactly what we're going to look at. The impact of the just suspended strike by the organized labor on businesses and, of course, the economy. So I'm not doing this alone. I'm being joined by my guest, Fred Nzako. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Business Today.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if you read this report that I'm looking at. I read it 1 o'clock, and I think I was expecting that. I think I was expecting the country or the presidency to come up with a figure that they've lost. In the last how many hours we've lost this amount, but this report here says Nigeria may have lost about 148 billion naira in oil revenue. That's oil revenue alone. But what's your take? What impact? Looking at what happened on Monday, way into Tuesday, what happened? What's your take on it? And what impact has it got on the economy, businesses, revenue-wise, and all?
It's a very, it amounts to colossal loss if you begin to quantify what the country generally lost on account of the shutdown of the economy, because the economy was literally shut down completely when even the energy supply, the public energy supply of the country was shut down, and there was darkness in the whole part of Nigeria. In the whole of Nigeria, there was darkness and people were unable to do anything. The aviation sector, the maritime sector, the education sector, the banking and finance sector, all aspects of our national life was standing still for those hours when the labor strike subsisted. If the government is saying that they lost 148 billion in oil revenue, multiply that by 2, that gives you an idea of what was generally lost in the entire country. So that means we are looking at a loss of close to 500 billion. And then in the whole country, because not only was there incapacity to produce, there was no energy for people to even engage in any productive venture. And it was really a monumental loss. And it is one that nobody should want to have again in this country. Whatever that needs to be done to avoid that kind of self-inflicted injury, self-inflicted loss, we should always avoid it.
Okay, so let's quickly look at certain sectors. Now, I mentioned the aviation sector. I mean, when the airports were shut, I particularly, I won't lie, I was excited because that would mean that this entire thing is going to affect everyone, including people who, the honorables and excellencies who would use the airport to, just quickly fly out and all of those. So let's look at that sector, how this impacted, how they lost revenue due to the strike.
The aviation sector, yes, lost revenue. And not only revenue, it lost, got a serious dislocation. Because once the scheduled flight is disrupted, it dislocates both the passengers and the service providers. So it was something that was not a good one, was not a good pill in the mouth of all the stakeholders. And when you are looking at the loss of revenue, you calculate the productivity of the passengers who would have transited from point A to point B, and whose movement was frustrated. And they rendered impotent on account of their inability to be useful for that day. Some people even were hoping that they could see the flights, and they stayed in the airport waiting hopelessly from morning till night. So with doing nothing, and the whole day just gone. And the workers in the aviation sector all around, they couldn't do anything. And same was the experience of other sectors. So that tells you the kind of humongous loss that occasioned that strike. It was worse than a lockdown because people were not free to move, and people were not allowed to move as well. It was worse than a lockdown, and we lost a lot.
Okay,
we lost a lot.
All right, so let's come down to the masses. Because some people would say, labor, the organized labor, you've done well. For some, they represented, probably half of the masses, and then the rest half of the masses, they were on their own. And so some people felt like, okay, this would affect some people and not other people. Now, looking at small businesses, how does this affect the small businesses?
The small businesses were the most affected. They were the most hit. Because some of those small businesses, they need energy, they need power to do their daily business. The tailor, the shoemaker, the seamstress, the iron welder, the barber, and all those, even those involved in micro and medium-scale enterprises. They were all badly affected on account of the shutdown. It got to the point that even the petrol stations were becoming apprehensive because nobody knew how long the strike would last.
Exactly.
So some of the petrol stations started hoarding their stock so that they will be able to watch the trend and know how to manage the situation. So the queues started building up at various petrol stations on account of uncertainty of the situation. So it really affected virtually everybody. And it's not only the high and the mighty who fly the airlines, even the truckers who fly the road, they couldn't move around because nobody knew exactly what awaited anybody a mile ahead. Even people who ordinarily wanted to come out were afraid because nobody knew whether it will be hijacked by hoodlums, and the strike will now turn to public protest, and then some people will start getting injured. One could say that the labor movement did well, but if you look at the issue critically, both the labor and the government did not do well.
Okay.
But more blame goes to government, but labor is not free from blame. I will tell you why.
Why?
The labor was making unrealistic demands.
Oh, the 494,000.
Very, very unrealistic. Economically unattainable. And very, very unrealistic. So there was no way any government will be able to pay that when you're talking about minimum wage. Don't forget that minimum wage is a law which binds everybody, every employer that has up to 50 staff. Once your employment role is up to 50 staff, you are bound to recognize and pay the minimum wage.
Yeah.
But if it is less than 50 staff, you can pay as you according to your ability to pay. No, the government was on the other side thinking that because it is a minimum wage law, that if you agree to what would be too high, those under enterprises will now be caught under the law. Don't forget that 15 states in Nigeria had not been able to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage, even as we speak.
Right.
15. So that tells you that not that they have no money to pay, but we continue to say that the priorities of most of the state governors are not set right, because if you cut down wastages, you will now save some money to be able to carry out your legitimate responsibilities. But a lot of the governors are not accountable the way and manner their states will be able to pay this minimum wage. And then 15 have fallen short of that. There is a punishment for failure to pay minimum wage. Section 10 of the Minimum Wage Act, subsection 2, provides punishment of 75,000 naira fine for every day that you fail to pay that minimum wage, or 6 months imprisonment.
Who has been punished?
Now ask me, who has asked the governors, who has called out the governors who have been unable to pay, or even some of the private enterprises that are supposed to come under the minimum wage bracket but have been unable to pay? So, and that is why as an economist, I believe that we have to juxtapose the issues of the reality of economic situation in the country vis-a-vis the ability of governments and the private organized private sector to be able to pay this minimum wage. And that's why I say that asking for 494,000 is way out of it. But offering 60,000 by government is also unrealistic. And many people believe that something between 70 and 100,000 will be more like it. And so that our economy will be able to absorb the shock and be able to sustain the requirements of minimum wage law.
Now, looking at the economy of Nigeria and what happened on Monday way into Tuesday, do you think it's something that we can recover from? Maybe short term, long term?
Oh, why not? I mean, that's not the first time we're having such shock. We'll recover from it. It's just that it is not good for one to be shutting down the economy from time to time, because the rest of the world is not waiting for us. We are complaining that our productivity is low.
No, yeah.
We cannot be making it worse by shutting down the economy on account of failure to do what is right. And that is why we must always call our government to do what is right, so that the situation that will lead to such shutdown of the economy will not arise. Government should be responsible to their actions and be alive to their responsibilities. A lot of promises have been made to the labor union. A lot of promises have been made to Nigerian people. A lot of promises have been made to the Nigerian workers that have not been fulfilled. And when the optics are not right, the people in government are living large, enjoying life. The rest of the people are suffering. And you would expect the people to cooperate. You don't expect them to cooperate, because the sing song on the mouth of most Nigerians is that a case of monkey they walk, baboon they talk. The people feel that they are walking the lower rung, and then those in authorities and the government at the higher level are just enjoying, forgetting that they are suffering. Otherwise, how do you explain a situation where a legislator at the national level takes home House of Reps about 25 million every month, Senate between 30 and 35 million every month, House of Reps between 25 and 30 million every month?
It's huge.
And the people at the lower rung cannot earn 30,000 naira a month. Meanwhile, the qualification, if you are saying, oh, those ones are highly qualified, the Constitution had provided the qualification to become a senator is school certificate. The qualification to become a House of Reps member is school certificate. The qualification to work as a cleaner in the office and earn level 3 or level 4 and earn minimum wage is the same school certificate. You can imagine the difference. So, and if we are all working for the same government, we should also enjoy the dividends of democracy. But the case where some people are enjoying with SUV of 160 million, while others don't even have transport allowance to go home, such disparity will always breed injustice, breed lack of equity and lack of fairness, and will always pitch the people against the government. Okay. And that's exactly what you saw. And that was why the labor strike received holistic support by the people, including you, that was happy that the airport was shut down.
I mean, you know these people, when we are going through a lot, they have a way of just flying out to just go and rest in one country and be watching TV, what's going on in Nigeria. And so when you shut the airport...
And that is why, let me rub this one in quickly.
Okay.
And that's why we continue to say government must be responsible. I do not understand why federal government will spend 90 billion naira to support people on pilgrimage. 90 billion to pay to people at subsidy for pilgrimage. That means when the other faiths want to also do their own, you will give them equal support. And you see such things even at the subnational level, where some state governments will begin to bring out some lists of people that are going on pilgrimage and give them subsidy, give them subvention, give them different rates for the foreign exchange that they will use to go. Meanwhile, these are religious expeditions. These are religious tourism that add nothing to the economic of the development of the country. So when government behaves as if money is not our problem, I'm sure that is one of the reasons why Labour now insisted that they will pay almost $500,000 to the least paid worker. Labour themselves know, the organized Labour know themselves that that request is unrealistic. But because government is not acting responsibly at all levels, then Labour decided to break the legs of the table. But that will not help. But that will not help the system. What will help us is for us all to become reasonable and move this country forward for the betterment of everybody.
Okay. Now, before I let you go, I'll chip in this. What does this, the shutting down of the economy, what does this mean for investors and investment?
What it means is that it sends very wrong signals to investors, not only foreign investors, but even local investors. Because sometimes we forget that there are local investors and there are sub-regional investors, people who come from West African countries. They want to invest in Nigeria and take advantage of our large population and our large natural resources. They have been given the fear and trepidation that they don't need. Now to talk of those who are coming outside West Africa or outside Africa, from Europe, Asia, and America to invest. At the end of the day, in an economy where it would be very easy to shut it down at the whims of a few people on account of omission or commission by the government, then for them to invest their hard-earned money, they will look twice. And if they don't have that confidence that their investment is safe here, they will look elsewhere. And they take investment elsewhere. And that's why you see companies are folding up in Nigeria and going to other countries where there is stability and respect for rule of law. Because one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is that those in authority, they very easily trample on the rule of law. And in any country or environment where there is lack of respect for the rule of law, investors are very, very cautious in investing in such countries. They prefer to go elsewhere than to invest here. So both local and foreign investors cannot come. And even when they come, they will not come wholeheartedly. They will come with one leg and be watching. And as slightest panic,
they remove the one leg.
They will remove that one leg and run away to another country. And will continue to cry for lack of unemployment, lack of productivity, and all manner of challenges that we have today. These are some of the things that cause all those challenges.
All right, thank you very much. We really do appreciate your time. Fred Nzako, economist. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Many thanks.
All right. Okay, there you have it. You have listened. Just in case you've been wondering, you know that power was out for the entire nation, and you felt like, this is going to affect every area of life, and it's going to impact on the economy of Nigeria. But maybe you just didn't know how. You've heard it, that this is a colossal loss for Nigeria. And once again, I would refer you to the report. This is just one that is out. Usually after strikes and shutdowns like this, the presidency, whichever office that is responsible, would come out with figures. Estimated figure. The country lost this amount of money as a result of 1-day strike, as a result of 2-day strike and all. And so, I was expecting this reports such as this one. But this one says Nigeria may have lost. So, they're really not certain about the amount. But then again, going by what happened yesterday, Monday, you're sure to know that the nation must have lost certain amount of money. Now, not just the nation. Okay, individuals would recount their losses. By the time I open up the phone lines to ask you how the strike action impacted your business, how it affected your business, I'm sure you're going to tell me, Faustina, I cook, I came out to sell, I wasn't able to sell, and all of the, in fact, I couldn't cook because there was no power supply, blah, blah, blah. And if you begin to count your losses, you're able to come out with a figure or an estimate of how much you may have lost. Now, yours and that of the next person and the next person all put together, added to the one that the nation, the country would come up with that they've lost. Well, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Now, you're listening to my guest talk about the fact that oh, well, this didn't just affect the government. It affected small businesses as well. So it affected everyone who is a business person, even if you're not a business person. It would affect you. Once it's affecting the nation, it has a way of affecting you. So it was a huge loss. So you can join the conversation now. You're listening to Business Today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. So we're talking about the impact of the just suspended strike by organized labor on businesses and, of course, the economy. I just finished speaking with my guest, an economist, Fred Nzako, and we looked at the impact that this has on the economy, businesses, small businesses, big businesses, and, of course, for investment and investors. This happening right here in Nigeria. Just the way we're in Nigeria, sitting in our different comfortable sitting rooms or rooms, laying in our beds and watching the TV, what's happening in other countries. That's the same way they see us. Watch us on their screens. They read about us. Oh, that the organized labor in Nigeria has shut down the nation. And just imagine someone who wants to come invest in Nigeria is the one crossing their legs and watching us on TV or reading about us in the newspaper. And they're, oh, okay, so the organized labor can just wake up one morning and shut down the nation. This is a country I want to come and invest. So why should I bother? So you see, there is more to the action of labor than what we see or what we saw. For the entire economy, for investment and all of that. I mean, we're traveling almost all the times. Oh, we're here in Saudi Arabia, we're looking for investors, foreign investors. No, we're in Switzerland, we're going to look for foreign investors. We are going to talk to investors. So we will travel with all the money, taxpayers' money that we use to travel to other countries to look for investors. And then this is happening. Is that not... Oh, well. That's like we're in a circle. So we travel, we spend money, we travel to other countries, we look for investors, and we want the investors to come. And back home, we're doing the things that would chase the investors we're going to meet there. I mean, if I was an investor, and then you come to me this minute, I need you to come invest in my country, and I'm seeing all of this, I'm going to ask questions. So what makes you think that I should come and invest or investing in your country? What's a guarantee that this will not happen to my business? That you'll not wake up one morning and feel like, oh, Fosila, shut down, this is your business. Because, oh well, this is what we do in Nigeria. What's the guarantee? You know what they say about a good product? You don't need to come on TV, you don't need to come on radio to, kill yourself with all of the adverts, even though some big, you still need it. You need it. But then, a good product has a way of advertising itself. So once the enabling business environment is created, once there is the ease of doing business in a country, people would want to just get up and go there to go and invest, knowing full well that, the investments would definitely pay off at the end of the day. All right, so join the conversation, 0817 000951. Share with us how the strike affected your business. How did it affect your business? How did it affect your business? Okay, share with us on the show. 0817 000951 and 0810 9510 951. Those are the numbers to call. Alternatively, you can send messages, text or WhatsApp message Forward it to the number 0701 933 9962. 0701 933 9962. Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do want to call back, all right? Lines are open. Phone lines are open. You can join our Facebook community, Today 95.1 FM. On X, we are at Today FM 951. You can go there and avail yourself of those social media platforms, okay? Or you can send a message, text or WhatsApp message, 0701 933 9962. 0701 933 9962. That's for messages. Or you can dial the numbers 0810 9510 951. 0810 9510 951. Call those numbers. 0817 0000 Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome to the show. Toye, good to have you on the show. Yes, please. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Think we've got some network provider issues. Both lines, I think they are open. Okay. Well, I think some network issues. Well, keep trying. Hello. Okay. Also sending your messages, text or WhatsApp messages. Forward it to 0701 933 9962. 0701 933 9962. That's for messages. If you find it hard, to get across to us via the phone lines, you can send in your message. Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
Tony, welcome.
Yeah. The economy, especially you know why? Because the circumstances is so compelling that they have to do it. That is what brought the government to its knees. And that's what that's the language they understand. Even though the people might say labor is pretending, but that is the only way to bring the government to its knees. Like you say, a good wine needs no bush. These things are just affecting those ones that are potential investors. It is really affecting the circumstance or the situation, because they cannot come. They are just watching us. They are just watching us over there. And look at what we are doing. And the government will get the country shut down before they do the next thing. I'm not serious. They're not really serious. Like I do. From the beginning, and you are really coming to terms with what I've been saying. That this amount they are asking permission is not realistic.
Okay, so the network is terrible, Toye. I don't know, maybe you can just move away from where you are and dial back, okay? Or you try the other number. Okay, so we're not really looking at if the figure that has been demanded by labor is realistic or not right about now. This is business today. So we're looking at the impact of that strike embarked upon by the organized labor on businesses and on the economy. Now, on a personal level, how did it affect your business? How did it affect your operations? Aha. Hello.
Hello, Faustina.
Yes, please. Welcome back.
Yeah. Faustina, you cannot separate or you cannot divorce. It is the amount that is not agreed on that necessarily this thing. Now I will come to that. I know that yes, it has affected business, but I just want to just keep in the reason, what I have been saying. That look, it is not realistic. That is what brought this thing, the whole issue now to a deadlock. You know, if the government is saying 60,000, like I said the last time, I said, look, they wouldn't pay up to that amount, and they can. It's not that they cannot pay. In a view of what we have. If you compare ourselves with maybe Libya and how many people are in Libya? And look at the economy. They have even stable economy. They have even more money in their house. We are 10 times bigger than Libya. But if president side by side, they will say that Libya is in this and that. And the fact that we have even the government is not even trying. We have so bloated workforce. Even the House of Rep, like the Senate and whatever, they are taking home. Their take home is so large. It's so large that it is affecting the economy. Almost 1/5 of the national budget is going into their coffers, their salary.
Okay.
So they should look to bring down this salary and everything so as to put it into other sectors.
All right,
yes, it is only then that the workers, the Nigerian workers, will have a feel of what is happening all in the nation. If not, there's nothing they can do about it. And the only thing is that the amount, government should consider the amount at least, so that the people will have what to do, because look at the economic reality.
Okay,
what do you do with 30,000 naira now?
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, actually, it has affected the economy adversely, and even those people that are making their businesses, it actually affected everything.
Okay.
Even the government, like you said, yes, it affected everybody.
All right.
But that is the only
including you, right?
Yeah, to bring it. Yeah.
Oh. Including you.
It affects everybody.
Okay.
But the level, the level of affection is different.
Okay.
There are people who are here. Yes, that's
all
the
right.
thing.
Thank you. Great. All right, keep your calls coming in and messages coming in as well. You're listening to Business Today on Today 95.1 FM. We're looking at the impact of the just suspended, relaxed, whichever word you want to use, strike on the economy and, of course, on businesses. As a business person, as someone who is into whatever it is you're doing, how did it impact you and your operations? Let me know. Hello.
Yeah, sister. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, we're calling from Port Harcourt.
Uday?
Let me say something about this labor and the whatever saga. My last is, let me ask you, if, for example, the Labour Congress really mean what they want to do, is it not a way of helping Nigerians in the future? Because what people are talking is how to rescue Nigeria for the hand of the men who claim to be the Jagabans and the rest of them. If, for example, Nigeria Labour Congress shut Nigeria down complete 1 month, whether CNN or Al Jazeera, I'm coming, whether CNN or Al Jazeera, whatever media want to carry it, end of it, we will get what we want in this country. Is it not better than we will keep on pushing and pushing election after election?
So what do we really want in this country? Do we all want an increase in the minimum wage? Is that what we want?
We really need. What Nigerians want is not about minimum wage or whatever.
Okay.
But why I'm saying so, since there is nobody that can speak on behalf of Nigerians apart from Labour, can them start with them? If, for example, the federal government start paying them 650,000 or 1 million naira, at least we will know that Labour has the power to make another demand and the federal government will obey. Yes, if, for example, Nigeria government does not want to pay labor force very well. They does not want to drop the increase of sales in market, and the Nigerians are suffering. I don't want to with in the name of minimum wage. It should be first the Nigerians obey and supported them and also stand in their foot, not by compromising. Because what they did now is just compromise and collect money and share to the head of the labour in all the various states. End of the day, the suffering continues. And yes, that is what they did. That is Nigeria for you. I'm telling you.
You saw
so
that.
What I'm saying is that Nigerians should stop complaining and stand on their foot to fight the government. It can take 1 year to blame Nigeria for the hands of politicians. But the issue is that who is the person that will do it? Thank you.
Okay. Fight the government. I mean, make demands from the government. I mean, when you say fight the government, sounds somehow. But yeah, you can make demands of the government or from the government. After all, you put them there. Your votes. Yes, that's the reason they're there. The different positions that they occupy. All right. Precious Eziho Ovunda on Facebook says, how I wish it would have reached at least 1 week. For me, nothing changed. Even you know. Okay. So they're saying that we have lost revenue. We've lost money. And yes, that this has an impact on investment. Okay? What we've just done is tell someone who is in one foreign country thinking of how they want to come and invest in Nigeria, telling them that, oh, we Nigerians, we can wake up one morning and shut down the nation. So, well, if you like, you come. If you don't like, you don't come. That's the message we're sending out to the investors. And if you were an investor, I don't know if you'd still want to go there so that you could experience, or you would experience things like this. I mean, people don't joke with their businesses, okay? All right, keep your calls coming in and messages as well. 0817-0000-951 and 0810-9510951. Send a message, text or WhatsApp to 0701-933-9962. Hi, Faustina. Good afternoon. In as much as I agree that we lost a lot due to the strike, have the issues that led to the strike been addressed now? I think the organized labor can do better. Fortune in Ozuoba. Okay. All right. They can do better. The issues, oh, well, I mean, they're back to the table. So they can go and discuss and promise themselves, tell themselves sweet nothings. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Faustina.
Welcome.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Yes, my name is Mr. Kula. I'm calling for Port Harcourt.
You need to be more audible.
Yeah.
I didn't get your name clearly.
My name is Okuderi.
Oh, okay. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. You see, what you are demanding from the government to tell you how much they have lost. Look at the caliber of people there. They don't have what it takes to tell you. Quote what I'm saying now. Wait. From now till next tomorrow, the foreign body will give account of what Nigeria have lost. And they will now, based on that, to begin to tell you we have lost like this, we have lost like this. Their mind is not there. These people are bereft of knowledge. I'm telling you, just like your guy just said, that the qualification is just school start. And the qualification for a cleaner is school start. That is how it is. So they don't have what it takes. I am telling you the truth, I am not just joking. They don't know. They don't know. I'm sorry. And the issue of saying that these people are blowing hot, labor blow hot by saying for something. Going by what the present governors or the government, those in politics are taking home today. Even if you pay a worker 500,000, so much. Most of them, they are in the private sector, they are more qualified than those people are saying there. Yeah. They have more knowledge than those two are saying there. In their mind, they just sit down as you are now. You say something that when you heard at the short airport, you are somehow saying, okay, this is serious this. Because that would have been the alternative to just who's out of the country or to somewhere and go and rest. Because they have meted enough. They don't have they don't have these statistics to give you how much they have lost. If they do it, they just guess. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. When you talk about, the figures would come from foreign bodies. Well, usually sometimes when things happen in Nigeria, we just wait for certain figures. And then the next thing you begin to read, this foreign body has released facts and figures. I begin to wonder, but this happened in Nigeria. What's going on? But we have issues with those or that. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Miss Engineer Yaya Amaka.
Okay, go on.
You are talking about the impact of the strike.
Yes, on businesses and the economy at large.
I want all of us to know that the strike did not create any impact. Everything.
It did not affect businesses? Did it not affect the economy? Did we not lose money?
Yeah.
Did we not drive away investors?
That's what I'm saying now. It creates no impact. Either it affects the economic and even individual. I listen to your guest and the last speaker. What Nigeria needs is good leaders. Even the record of what Nigeria lost, our economy cannot give it. Give account of it. So we should pray. Let me do
we lost the connection there. Network seemed not to be friendly this afternoon. Anyways, that's the last call I'm going to take. I'm just going to read messages and wrap up the conversation. This one here says, note that Labour is hopeful that FG could pay such amount, but dragging the FG based on the huge sum of money the government had hidden from subsidy removal without reaching their campaign promises. Okay. How much do the Senate receive monthly, and what is the qualification of being a senator? How much is a teacher receiving, and what is the qualification of being a secondary school teacher? Friday Polo from Igruta. Okay. An attempt. But yeah, we're looking at the impact. Good afternoon, my sister. Government should do the right thing to avoid further losses. Pastor Olushola Rotimi from Igwechi. Okay, they should do the right thing. Instead of, just promising and not keeping their promises, keeping us in a cycle, moving round. Government should do the right thing, and Labour should do the right thing as well. Everyone should do the right thing. Everyone should do the right thing so we can move forward as a nation. That being said, thank you so much for joining the conversation. It's been Business Today on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Top of the hour, bring you the news update. And right after that, it will be time for Talk That Talk. It's World Environment Day. And so, yes, we're going to shift our attention to conversation surrounding that. My name is Faustina once again, and thank you to our guest who joined us earlier via the phone, Fred Nzako, an economist. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time on the show. And to you who called and participated, dropped a comment, sent a text or WhatsApp message. Or did I take a WhatsApp message? No, I didn't. Sent a text. And to you who just there listening to the dial, Today 95.1 FM, thank you very much. Stick around. Still to come, more programs.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
On this day in history.
On this day in history.
On this day in history. On this day in history, in 1940, the German army began its offensive in southern France. In 1968, the Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated by a 24-year-old Palestinian after Kennedy's victory in the pivotal California primary election. In 1973, Doris A. Davis became the first African-American woman to govern a city in a major metropolitan area when she was elected as mayor of Compton, California. In 1981, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention described 5 cases of a rare form of pneumonia, a deadly immune deficiency disease which later became known as AIDS. In 1986, the State Security Service, SSS, was created in Nigeria. It is also known as the Department of State Security, DSS. In 2004, former U.S. President Ronald Reagan died at age 93. Reagan was the 40th President of the United States. On this day in history.
On this day in history.
On this day in history.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today95.1fm for Talk It, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Hello and good afternoon. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I'm Faustina Oputu. The House of Representatives has ordered an investigation into the alleged spending of the Frontier Exploration Fund by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. The Petroleum Industry Act 2021 introduced the Frontier Exploration Fund to support exploration and development in Nigeria's frontier acreages. These areas include regions like Anambra, Dahomey, Bida, Sokoto, Chad, and Benue, where hydrocarbon exploration is yet to occur or remains undeveloped. The PIA further stated that the fund, constituting 30% of NNPCL's profit oil and profit gas from various contracts, will finance exploration and development activities in these frontier acreages. Raised as a matter of urgent public importance by Billy Osawuru, the House noted that the funds were spent without approval by the National Assembly as stipulated in the PIA. A State High Court 7 in Kano State has granted an order for substituted service on the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, and the alleged sale of government properties worth billions of naira. The presiding judge, Justice Aminu Aliyu, granted the order after intense legal arguments between counsels of both applicants and defendants, Nuraini Jimo, SAN, and Zaharaddin Mata, which include Ganduje, his wife, Hafsat Ganduje, Lamash Properties, and others. Recall that the State Chief Judge, Justice DJ Aboki, had transferred the case of the alleged corruption involving Ganduje and 7 others. The case, which was before a Kano High Court 4 sitting at Audu Bako, presided by Justice Usman Naba, was transferred to Court 7 sitting at Mila Road, presided by Justice Aminu Adamu Ali. Ganduje, his wife, son, and 5 others were charged on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged bribery, diversion, misappropriation of funds, among others, running into billions of naira. Other parties in the suit are Jibrila Muhammad, Lamash Properties Limited, Safari Textile Limited, and the Sarge General Enterprises. The Nigeria Police Force has appointed an Assistant Inspector General of Police, Yetunde Longe, as its first female secretary. A statement issued by the force's public relations officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, Abuja, said she was appointed by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku, in furtherance of the vision to ensure gender inclusivity and equality in all aspects of appointments and operations within the force. Now, on the foreign scene, the Israeli military says it has begun a ground operation against Hamas in the Berej refugee camp and to the east of the town of Deir Bala in the central Gaza Strip. Troops backed by airstrikes were targeting terrorist and terrorist infrastructure above and below ground. Palestinians in central Gaza reported intense bombardment overnight, during which health officials said at least 15 people were killed. It comes as U.S., Egyptian and Qatari mediators meet in Doha and Cairo to discuss how to finalize a new ceasefire and hostage release deal. And that's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Good afternoon. I'm Faustina Uputu. Thanks for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique diet.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information. Bunkering is a legal act of smuggling crude oil from pipelines and storage facilities, which poses significant dangers to Nigerian society. This activity has different consequences that affect various aspects of the nation's well-being, and it has consequences such as untimely death, environmental devastation, it fuels insecurity, it also damages our infrastructure, and it also damages our international prestige. You might say, how do we make a living if we stop this illegal activity? Well, as a young individual, you can channel your energy into positive endeavors that can help you generate income and create an adequate future for yourself. These are some ideas to help you generate income. You can go into starting a business. You can also acquire digital skills or gain agricultural knowledge or engage in farming. You can also acquire art and creativity. You talk about technology and innovation, then skills and vocational training. Please note that success often requires dedication, consistency, and continuous learning. This message is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM. Today, 95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
fasten your seatbelts.
We're not just a station. We are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward.
Talk That Talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
95.1 FM. Voice of the people.
And we're back.
Past 2 p.m. Welcome to Talk That Talk on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. My name is Faustina Oputu, and it's Wednesday, June 5, 2024. And usually every day is set aside to mark something. Sometimes it's towards the health, sector. World One Thing Day, but today, well, this is connected also, yeah. But today, June 5, is World Environment Day, okay? So, as I said earlier, we're going to be having conversation about some environmental issues, some of the things you probably are aware of. Others, you might not be aware of, because for some people, they're aware of certain things, but for others, they're not aware of those things. So, this day, I'm not going to go into details of the day because I have someone joining me in the studio to let us in on what the day is all about, and we'll begin to talk about the issues when it comes to the environment. So we're doing this in commemoration of the World Environment Day. So we're going to be looking at issues, probably air pollution and its contribution to climate change, look at issues of desertification and all of the environmental issues that we can look at today on the show. And eventually I'm going to come to you, and I have a question in mind that I need to ask, okay? When I do, you'll be like, Faustina, never really thought about it, but we should begin to think about all of the things that we should think about, okay? So I have joining me Ikechukwu Haka. I hope I got that correctly.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Thank you very much.
Okay, I think I deserve an award for that. So he's an environmental advocate, and of course, you're from the Media Awareness and Justice Initiative, MAJI.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's begin from the World Environment Day. Why are we setting aside today to talk about World Environment Day? Why is it set aside?
Yeah, like you said before, every day is set aside for something globally to be recognized. Yes. Today, June 5th, is set aside for environment, global environment. And then all over the world, government agencies, international organizations, civil society organizations, and as well activists, environmental activists, recognize this today as a day set aside to commemorate the environment and then understand how possible best they can improve the well-being of the habitats of the environment, as well as how best they can protect the environment and, the living and non-living things, that exist within the environment. Of course, as you have seen so far in the context of Nigeria, the environment is, in a state of comatose.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Because if you look at it, both terms of looking at it from the regional point of view, as regards to the Niger Delta, you can see the issues that has to do with environmental degradation coming from.
So we're looking at the issues now.
Yes.
And what we have done to the environment.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes. So. See how the environment has been devastated as regards to, oil. I wouldn't call it exploration because that's exploitation. The way oil has been, explored in this part of the world, it's not the same as it is internationally. The standards that are being done in, the global aspect of oil exploration is not the same as what we have seen here.
So we're not following global best practices.
We're not doing the best practices. We're not carrying out best practices in terms of oil exploration. So, and that has also hampered, the way the environment is supposed to, be. Taking at it from the states within the Niger Delta down to the south part of the eastern regions where you have oil exploration still ongoing. It has always been the same story, environmental degradation, oil spills, destruction of aquifers, as well as land degradation and all that. Yet these places have remained unclean because it has remained, inhabitable for both animals and human beings that are inhabiting that environment. Then you stretch down to the north, of course, you can also see how the pollutions of gas flare and, emission of carbons have also affected the north, leading to climate change, which has also been also a component, or more like say, a driver towards climate change that have also caused drought and certification within those regions. And then, of course, if you also want to look at it from the point of how do we begin to look at possible ways of, curbing this impact.
Now, before we get to the ways of curbing the impact, we need to look at these issues specifically, one after the other, as much as you can, look into, shed more light on some of the issues, like you've just mentioned all of them in passing, but we need to look at some of the issues in details. Now, you talked about desertification when you mentioned the north. You talked about drought when you mentioned the north. You talked about pollution, gas flaring, or Niger Delta. Air pollution, well, that's as a result of it. So let's begin to look at some of the issues in details before we look at possible ways that we can curb these issues. I mean, if we don't know how we have contributed, we probably don't know how we can, still contribute to bring about solution to some of these issues. So let's stay with some of these issues first.
Okay.
How we have, because I was asking someone, what have we done to the environment? What have we done? I mean, we've been doing things.
We have been really unfair.
So what are those things we have been doing that has been contributing?
Yes, looking at it from the point of what has been happening, you will see from both at the local levels of environmental use, you also see how local people have not been able to understand, how to manage the environment in terms of lumbering, tree lumberings and cutting down of trees, deforestation, using it for firewood and all that. Firewood, that is also a product of, fuel combustion. That contributes, a lot of carbons as well. And then to them, it doesn't matter. They see that's what nature has brought to them, and all that. But the excessive use of that, and without replacing the trees that are being brought down for firewood, is also causing environmental degradation, because if you allow the trees to go down without replacing those trees, these trees have important uses as how they protect the environment also from such as how photosynthesis occur, and how they also absorb carbons from heating directly to the environment, as well as protecting the environment from erosion and all that. So there's a lot of important uses for trees as regards to environment. And then we always say, as much trees you bring down, please try and replace them. Plant more trees, protect the environment and all that. But that culture has not been there over time at the local level.
Okay.
I've also seen the issues as regards to industrial activities of how multinational oil companies have been able to, pollute the environment in terms of effluent waste discharge from refining products, gas flares from refining activities, oil spills from drilling activities and all that. So those holistic activities from oil companies have, in a way, have much adverse effect on the environment. And then because these things happen and there are no remedy, there are no practical efforts to...
Now, when you say adverse effect on the environment, I need you to be specific, because we have different levels of people listening.
Okay.
Understanding, educational level, listening. And so we need you to break it down so everyone knows exactly how this activity affects the environment. So if you're talking about the activities of the companies, how does it affect the environment in specific terms so they understand?
Okay, now look at it from this point. I am trying as much as possible to bring it down to...
Yeah, we need to break it down, so that...
I do that mostly in pidgin English stations and all that.
Okay.
So,
or you can try,
okay,
this is happening and this is how it's going to chase our fishes away,
yes,
that kind of a thing.
So if you look at it from the point of oil spills, spillages within the communities where you have seen huge levels of spills in river bodies across communities, killing fishes.
Right.
They can't get fish ponds. If you are able to gather crabs, you open it, you see oil deposits inside the crabs and fishes. I have been there. I'm a community person. I work a lot in communities of Niger Delta, and I've seen fishes that have been, caught by fishermen. And when they open those fishes, you see deposits of carbons of crude inside them and all that. So, and you see these things have some kind of health risk for people who are consuming it. And a lot of us also buy fishes from the market who don't know how healthy those fishes are. And you see community people also don't understand the impact of those deposits of carbons and crude inside the fishes that fish have eaten as a result of trying to survive. Some of the fishes are even caught dead, but to them, they don't understand why these fishes die. And then they bring it straight to the market, and Nigerians are consuming, and they are having a lot of health challenges, from people who are consuming these fishes, and all that. So I think looking at it from what has happened at the local level, you can imagine how it will be the urban centers where there are gas flares, in cities of where these companies have their stations, have their headquarters and all that. And also why those fishes are traveling down from local areas to the cities, because that is where they will purchase more and that is where they will sell for more prices. And so a lot of us consume, these fishes and then have impacts of sicknesses and diseases. So if you look at it from that point, you see that there's a connection, between health and also environmental degradation. So we must begin to speak against how, environmental pollutions are affecting not just the environment, but also the habitats of the environment within those areas where these pollutions occur. And so, as well as trying to sensitize communities who have also become, victims of artisanal refining, because I know that community people, I cannot say categorically that they are the ones that have been carrying out this activity, because I don't understand how a local person can have such expertise in carrying out artisanal activities, trying to produce
with the amount that is involved.
Yeah, with the amount that is involved. So it is those people that are also operating these companies. It is those experts that have taught them and have also established such kind of local investment for them to carry out. But I think this is what government can do, because we have had issues where who had soot. I don't know if you remember the soot.
Oh, I do remember.
You do remember, right?
I remember.
Yeah, so there was soot everywhere. You open your windows, you can see dust like soot PM 2.5, PM 10 on your tables, and you can even clean. You can see the dust. If you take
into your nostrils as well.
So if you take a handkerchief, for example, to clean up your nostrils, you can see deposits of dust, showing that a lot of PM 2.5, PM 10. PM 2.5 is as small as 10 microbes. It measures the microbes, so you cannot see them. What you see is PM 10 on those dust you can clean on your table. Those ones is the ones that can penetrate even your skin and all that. So if you look at it from that point, you see a lot of things has happened around what oil explorations have been causing within the Delta. And then part of what we are doing as society organizations and activists, as well as community developers, we have been able to engage with community people and train them, as well as sensitize them on how best communities can live and protect the environment. And we have also discouraged them from engaging in artisanal refining, as well as calling on governments to see how government can also empower communities that are impoverished by oil exploration activities within their communities, because a lot of communities, the truth is that those communities where these oil companies are operating, they are very poor because of the fact that they cannot feed, they can't farm, they can't fish, because the truth is that their farms have been degraded by the spills, underground spills, and also land surface spills, as well as destruction of the aquifers by oil pollutions that have also been deposited in their rivers where they can't fish. So because they are predominantly farmers and fishermen, so they have no jobs and they have no money to feed. So long and short of this is that a lot of these communities try to avail themselves to where they can carry out artisanal refining and all that. So government need to seek redress of how best we can be able to empower communities, give them opportunities, alternatives to survival and all that. So that can also help to curbing artisanal refinance within those communities. But then I think the issue of oil company exploration and pollution of communities should stop. Over time, governments have shifted the
stoppage
deadline.
Of gas flaring.
The deadline for gas flaring more than 5 times, and that shows that government lack capacity to actually, hold on to its voice and speak against what oil companies are causing or doing to people of Niger Delta. I think government has to be serious. Government has to show strength, and policy formulation has to be very strong, and implementation as well. So in that case, I think I have been able to express what
so
what the challenges are.
Yeah. So basically, looking at everything you've explained, you talked about the certification, you talked about the pollution, you've talked about the deforestation. So basically, you talked about the fact that activities of multinationals contributes.
Definitely.
Activities of human beings contribute. And probably activities of government or inactivity.
Inactivity of government. There are some maybe contributed by natural impacts, natural effects that can happen, but that's not really, doesn't really happen around here, like the wildfires, the volcanoes. We have not experienced that, but that is at the global level of environmental discussion. But I will not say that now because we don't experience that in this part of the world.
Okay. So another thing would be, I've just been wondering, looking at the issues, because you've mentioned a wide range of issues and the people contributing to these issues. Now, lately there was the heat wave, if you remember. People were complaining, we could not sleep, we could not do this and that and that. And then when the rains will come, they come down so heavily. And over time, people have talked about the fact that this is as a result of what we've been doing over the years that has resulted because we have destroyed things that were not supposed to be destroyed. And so it's leading to...
That's climate change, actually.
Okay, so
to buttress what you're saying, that is clearly how climate change impacts could be, because when you actually pollute the environment and emit lots of carbons and other compounds within the atmosphere. These compounds form together to form greenhouse gases. And when these greenhouse gases are deposited in the atmosphere, they end up depleting the ozone layer. And then, of course, when the ozone layer is depleted, there is direct solar radiation hitting the surface of the Earth. And you know very well that the solar radiations that hit the Earth comes in long waves, and then it's converted into short waves. And then they cannot travel back to the space because of the conversion of their waves. So they remain within the atmosphere and heat up the space.
What does that mean to us?
For us, it means that the atmosphere will be absolutely very warm, very hot. Yeah, so you expect to see high level of heat, and then because it's also hitting the rivers and the oceans, water bodies. So the areas where you have loss of water, it evaporates, as much as more than what it used to be before, and then there's a whole lot of water deposits within the atmosphere, and when it wants to precipitate, it rains heavily, showing that a lot of water deposits have been accumulated into the atmosphere as a result of evaporation. That also happens, melting down ice areas where there is ice blocks and all that. There are times when you see, they say, fishes are coming in blocks from, I don't know if you heard that story in some regions. Those things are happening. It shows you what can happen at the global level. But within the South, because it's more of water, huge water deposits are evaporated into the atmosphere, and so when it wants to precipitate, it precipitates very heavily, particularly in the tropical areas like the Niger Delta. Then there's also heat, but then the heat is more in the northern hemisphere, in the north regions where you have, where you have the region more closer to the northern hemisphere than the southern hemisphere. So because of that, the heat at the level of the north will be more than the south, but we'll have more water deposits and more water precipitates down the south than in the north, because of the different levels of hemisphere.
All right, well broken down. Now, having looked at all of the issues, the environmental issues that we need to look at, we can get to what we can do as individuals, as stakeholders, as organizations, government. What can we do? I think we should begin from the individual level before we get to government. I know that the government is going to share the bulk of the responsibility of what to do when it comes to curbing or protecting the environment. So what solutions should we be looking at on the individual level first?
At the individual level, I think there's a need for education and sensitization, because a lot of people do not understand that some of the activities that we carry out as human beings has a negative impact on the environment, and as a result of that, it also affects us as human beings. So we need to educate, and I want to also suggest if there is a way that we can include that in our curriculum at the level of primary and secondary education.
Oh, that's like, what are we going to give it?
Catching them
Environment
young.
Studies.
Yeah, environmental studies. Yes, catching them young.
I want to move it out from, what's the integrated science?
Yes, just pull it out from integrated science, pull it out from social science and all that. So it will also help for those in junior secondary. For those in senior secondary, can pull that from biology, geography, and then,
let it be a standout.
Yes, environmental studies. How these pupils can understand the importance of protecting the environment and what they could do to protect the environment. That will help. That's at the individual level. At the community level, we need to sensitize communities as well. And give them opportunities to, on their own, look at alternative resilient methods of protecting the environment, and as well as carrying out activities that does not have adverse impact on the environment as well. That's at the community level. Looking at it at the what government can do, we've had a lot of blueprints. Plenty.
Before you come to the government, we're skipping the corporate organizations where the IOC
why I choose to call the government first, because I think the government should be able to regulate how corporate organizations operate. Yeah, because I have seen that they know. Don't say they don't know.
They know what to do.
In their countries, they know how. They know the principles that guides these methods of oil exploration. Yeah, so they pretend as if they don't understand what is happening, because at the end of the day, they back and go to their countries and leave us with the shame of suffering this agony. Shell is selling off all these assets and they're moving offshore, and they're moving deep sea, and the onshore,
leaving the communities.
They're leaving them, without
chaotic situation,
without any hope, in a state of hopelessness. And then how do you expect communities to survive? There's been issues of abandonment, there's been issues of decommissioning, there's been issues of compensation, there's been issues of cleanup, and a whole lot of that is just within the communities, and the communities are confused and they don't know where to start from. And then they are selling all these assets, and they're selling it to some of the companies that does not even have the wherewithal to handle situations, that does not have the expertise to handle such kind of big operations within those communities. So what is government doing about that? And then that's why you see a whole lot of times when we talk, they say, we analysts, society organizations, we are just noisemakers and all that, because they don't understand what we are trying to, portray. Because at the end of the day, communities are left, to suffer and bear this huge, crisis, environmental crisis within their own communities. So I think government should own up, government should stand up, and then look at possible ways or possible collaborations with society organizations, and as well as private, they should create a kind of private-public partnership that shows how these operations could be operated in such a way that it does not impact on the environment. Because over time these companies have been given, a lot of free space, to operate. And a lot of times when these things occur, companies seem not to be interested in, managing the situation. And then there is also the NOSDRA that is also delegated to handle such things of oil spill. But then we have also seen that over time these things have been politicized, and then most times people are having to complain about what is happening as regards to certification of cleanups and all that. So there's a whole lot of community conflicts that we are trying to, as society organizations, are trying to manage. There's a whole lot of conflict, community crisis as regards to how issues of compensation and all that. These things are there. And then by the time you come back and you see the community deserted, communities in fire, and all that, how do you handle such situations? So the issues about peace building, the issues about community, government collaboration and all that is also what is lying very low. So government needs to speak to communities. Government needs, to be strong in terms of compliance monitoring. Government needs to be very active in terms of implementation of their policies, and these things are very, very lacking, and that is why a lot of companies commit these atrocities and get away with it. And so we think that a lot of things needs to be done. And as well, the government can also employ the use of technologies to track how these companies operate. We will be very happy about that. That's what we are saying as an organization at the Media Awareness and Justice Initiative, MAGI. We think that government should include technological-based solutions in using to track how operations of oil companies are being done in the communities, and how these spills have been cleaned up, and also how these gases are being fled, and how much gases are being fled into the atmosphere. Government needs to know that. How much oil, crude oil is being drilled from communities. Government needs to know that. Government needs to know the levels of pollution and how these pollutions are being handled. So we don't have governments closer to communities, and this is a very big gap at the level of curbing environmental crisis at the community level.
Okay, so in specific and practical terms, what can people do? Earlier you mentioned one, when you were talking about the issues of, cutting down trees, felling trees. You mentioned that for every tree that you fell, you should plant. So that's in practical terms, what someone can do. So are there other practical ways that people can make concerted efforts in contributing to getting involved in activities that are friendly to the environment?
Of course, yes. One of the things you could do is peer group discussions, at your town hall discussions at the community level, try to include those topics as part of your agenda in discussing. Try to educate your people how best
So
they can.
how I'm thinking, if I'm in such a town hall meeting, now I'm looking at the people. What am I supposed to tell them? Oh, do this one, do this one. I mean, those are the things I'm looking out for.
Yeah.
Do this, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. I mean, those are the things.
You know, the
looking out for.
closest. I was surprised. Let me give you. I want to confess to you. In some of my work,
Confession time.
Yes, I have to, because I don't really tell this on radio. But I want to tell you that there was a project I was part of the team in my organization that went to implement that project, and that project covered in 3 states: Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers State, and that was from the French Embassy of Nigeria, and we're able to have what we call data curb, trying to use data to curb, what we call environmental pollution, as far as protecting, as well as also protecting, your environment, So now the data curve tries to look at how you can get things done properly and then send it to that network, protecting your biodiversity, and how do you get that done over time. So we looked at it and we said, okay, what are the alternatives that are given to communities? We said, all right, we will try to catch them young, because we believe that a lot of young people who are even below the age of 18 are into artisanal refining activities. We also discovered that there are a lot of women that are cutting down firewoods from trees and using it to cook in their houses. So what we did was we did what they call alternative means to livelihood. So so we now train women on how to produce clean cook stoves. Right? So that clean cook stove was made from materials that are sourceable in their communities. So these materials were collected as mud, from their rivers, and then we molded that mold using a constructed stove, and then created a space like a stove for it, and then that mold was burnt like a fire over time, and then became dry. So now what it does is you just get a single firewood. You can cook for many hours without wasting much firewood, because the mold retains the heat inside, allows the heat to just heat up the stove without necessarily emitting carbons. Right.
So those are some like practical ways that we can.
So these are the things we did across 3 states. And I tell you, a lot of women have been calling that they want more of that training, because they need to also step down these trainings to other communities within the. But we just have little funds, from that funder who gave us that. And we can only do very few communities within the 3 states. So we couldn't cover all communities around the 3 states. So we'll be having feedbacks from other communities calling us to come and show them how best they can, carry out these activities, and then have clean cook stove, produced within their communities, and then can reduce the level of emissions from indoor pollution from woods.
All right. Now, listening to you, I could just summarize to say that we haven't really been friendly to the environment.
Yes, we have to an extent, but we have at the level of community. But at the level of industrial activities and urban pollution, we have not, because most of the work is focused more. A lot of society are doing a lot of work at the community level, and I can tell you there is a whole lot of women that are eager to participate and carry out these activities as a test in their communities. They, at some level of percentage wise, women are actually doing a lot to protect the environment. But I cannot tell you for all your companies and maybe young people who are still in need of cash. No.
Who just want to survive? All right, you're listening to Talk That Talk on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Time for you to be a part of the conversation. So we're having this conversation in commemoration of the World Environment Day. So we're looking at some environmental issues, and of course probable solutions, what we can do, you and I, every stakeholder come together to do to protect the environment, all right, from I don't know, looking at the way the environment is, issues of flooding and all. That's another issue. Flooding, the issue of flooding is another one. All of those issues, what can we do as a people to protect our environment? All right. And I think I simply would just ask you, have we really been friendly to the environment? I mean, looking at the activities and looking at all of the things that our guest has said, the ways that we have contributed into the destruction of our environment already. Have we really been friendly? You as a person, have you been friendly with the environment? Do you cut down trees or do you fell trees and then you don't care? You just, it's not tree now God give us. I mean, just go anywhere, just cut everything.
Yeah.
And then you don't care what that does to the environment, or you do care. Do you cut and then you plant? I mean, how many people plant trees, really? How many people? That would be, I know that when the issue of planting trees come, it would be as a result of some sort of advocacy, some sort of sensitization, or some group championing the cause. Oh, we need to go ahead and plant trees and all of those. I mean, that's the only time. But I don't know of any individual who would just go and cut tree and then plant one or two. Okay, for each one you cut, you like plant two or three or something like that.
Yeah, as much as you can.
As much as you can, no number. Okay, as much as you can. So join the conversation, 0817-0000-951 and 0810-951-0951. Those are the numbers to call. Alternatively, you can send messages, text or WhatsApp to 0701-933-9962. Join us on Facebook, Today 95.1 FM. The post is there, so you can drop a comment on X at Today FM 951. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Hello. Okay, call us back when you're ready. Okay, we're ready. So if you've got questions, contributions, feel free to call and let's get to hear from you. Okay, contribution to how we can better protect our environment. If you've got contributions, feel free to go ahead and answer my question. Have we been friendly, truthfully? From all our activities, have we really been friendly to the environment? Feel free to answer that for me. All right, message here says, Fatina, greetings and happy World Environment Day. Okay, that's the thing. Happy World Environment Day. I mean, it's our environment. My question is, since we started celebrating World Environment Day, has our environment changed looking at what we have been experiencing? For example, flood and environmental pollution. This is from Thank God Ability Atuibu. Okay, over to you. Answer.
Okay, you see, from the question you can understand that the person understands that the environment is in a very bad state. If you try to compare what you see outside the world, does not change, rather it's getting worse because activities of man keeps increasing, and then despite global call for environmental friendliness, people, maybe because of the fact that there's poor level of sensitization and education at the local level, as well as non-compliance by multinational courier companies operating within the country, the situation keep getting worse. But I can tell you for a fact that by the time the campaign for suits started happening with serious campaigns and serious engagements, the government at that time took it very strongly to go after suit drivers who are possibly the artisanal refiners because of the level of they call it bullfire, the level of carbons that are being emitted from that activity. And so that's pushed back some of the level of carbon emissions that have been emitted from that level of activity, and then a lot of them we realized was dropping because we also set up what we call air quality monitors for some local government in River State here. Okay. And then we discovered that these air quality monitors were taking high ranges of PM 2.5, levels of increase over time. It's increasing mostly in the night and no longer in the daytime, because why we set up these air quality monitors was to track the level of soot pollution that has been coming out from issues of artisanal refining and other carbon emission sources. So we realized that when we collected a lot of this data and we went on to carry out a press conference and then called on government to take action, because the level of carbon emitted into the atmosphere daily is very huge, and then is completely unacceptable for us as a society organization. So, and that was government of former Governor Yesuvike, and then he took action, went on himself, tasked every local government chairman to track people who are actually committing this atrocity.
In the bushes.
Yeah, so, and then you see that pushed back a lot of that emissions from the artisanal refining activities and all that. So there's no way you cannot try and act. If everybody begins to act, the media has a role to play, society organizations have a role to play, the schools have a role to play, government have a role to play, everybody has a role to play. So if we all can play our roles and then make sure that these things are being addressed, I'm sure the environment situation will change.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, keep your calls coming in and messages as well. 0817-0000-951 and 0810-9510951. Call those numbers or you send a message, text or WhatsApp to 0701-933-9962. Precious Ezio Ovunda says on Facebook, to be sincere, many of us in this nation, we are not friendly. We're not friendly to the environment. Okay. All right. Let me move over to the SMS portal and keep your question coming in. If you've got any question or contribution, feel free to join the conversation. I mean, the environment is for all of us. We're here on Earth. We're here in Nigeria in one space. And if anything is happening in Nigeria, if anything is affecting Nigeria environment-wise, you're here. It's going to affect you. And so for all the problems of the environment, solutions are there.
Yeah.
And those solutions, they dwell on you and I. I mean, they're there for you and I to take action so that some of the things we're experiencing as environmental problems, we can move past those things and live healthy lifestyles. Okay, this one here says, good afternoon, Faustina. I want to ask, back in the days, there were things that our forefathers were doing that we're still doing now. What changed? Okay. All right. Things like
what?
I don't know. That I want to ask. Things like what? Okay. One thing comes to mind: the firewoods. I mean, there were no gases then. You know, we're not cooking with gas. They were not cooking with gas. Probably they were using firewood and all of those. So, well, I think this is a very valid question. If you're going to look at how they lived in the past and how we live now and how it's impacting the environment, what changed? But let me take this call so we can answer that in one go. Hello? Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon, yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, please.
You see, this environmental degradation is so high in this part of the world. Like globally too, that is why the greenhouse emission. They did they took some conference, they had some conference sometimes to curb this trend. 53. An English chemist, they call about Agnos, talk about this is the position of our gaseous emission. And those emissions that escape from, our cars, and, like they are just finally said, use our wood to cook and all the rest. This is now going into the atmosphere, going straight into the ground and deplete it. Is it sometimes, if you watch now, there's so much heat. Intensity of this is just too much. It's because of this activity. I think before this time, all these scientists have predicted this is to come. And
we've got Reliable Reliance on the line with us. Reliance, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
A very good afternoon to you, Henry. Good afternoon to Nelson. And good afternoon to Vie. Great to join your show this afternoon, live from the Super Eagles camp in New York.
Yeah, great to have you on the show as well. Now, Reliance, tell us a bit of everything you've noticed since you got to Uyo. What is the aura or the feeling around the Super Eagles camp so far?
Well, the feeling is that it's it's that of there's a little bit of holdback. I don't know if you can sort that out quickly.
Okay. Are you hearing us clearly now? Is the
I
holdback
can
gone?
hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear. I think it's better now. Yeah, better now. So,
Okay.
The feeling is that of positivity. The players are in high spirits. They are very positive of the outcome expected on Friday. I can hear the whole back again, really disturbing this side.
Okay, go ahead, go on. Is it
all right?
Okay.
Yeah, better now. So they are very positive of the outcome to expect on Friday. They are in a high spirit, and I've spoken to a couple of players, as many of them as possible. And one thing is common: they want to be at the World Cup. I've been asked Shemi Ajayi, which would you prefer to win, the Africa Cup of Nations or the World Cup? And the man means no word when saying that he wants to win the World Cup. And for you to win the World Cup, definitely you have to qualify. And you have South Africa in front of you, you have Benin Republic in front of you as the first two challenges for you to overcome before you can start thinking of going to the trophy or going to the World Cup proper, the group stage, the knockout phase, and then the final, and then think of winning it. So the players are in high spirits. They are very positive, and they believe that Finidi George has what it takes to take them to where they ought to be at this point. Primary target being to qualify for the World Cup, because they believe, or since Finidi has been with them during the tenure of Jose Peseiro, so they believe he knows the team, he knows what each of them can offer, and for that reason they are very positive that Finidi can lead the team to qualify for the World Cup.
Okay, now Reliance, they're coming up against the South African side on Friday that they did struggle, or will you say Nigeria did have a difficult one when it came to defeating them when at the just concluded the African Cup of Nations earlier this year in Cote d'Ivoire. Now, coming up against that same South African side, although they will be without key defender Grant Kekana, I mean, how are they going to approach that game? How are they looking at that game? How are they looking at that South African side? How are they tensed up? Are they scared, or are they confident that they can actually play that same side that were troublesome during the African Cup of Nations semi-finals and get results this time around?
Henry, it's neutrality. The feeling about the game on Friday is neutrality. Not neutrality from the point of view that you play them at the AFCON, and so this is going to be a different ballgame entirely, because you're playing a team in a different competition. Probably South Africa have learned a couple of lessons playing Nigeria. They were defeated, and they want to use that as their advantage. Nigeria equally learned a couple of lessons. The different coach, of course, being part of the team. Calvin Bassey said, look, this is going to be different. It's not just like what the way we face them at the AFCON. So we have to think of a new way to approach the game. We have to think of a new method. We have to think of a new way to defend if we have to, because it's going to be a different ballgame entirely, since we just played ourselves not just quite long ago. Shemi Ajayi echoed the same thing. Victor Boniface echoed the same thing. Stanley Nwabali echoed the same thing. That they are very confident of getting past South Africa, but if they have to do that, it has to be something different from the way they play them at the AFCON, because yes, Nigeria has that dominance over South Africa in the past couple of matches they've faced. You can always be confident that Nigeria will beat South Africa, but again, when you consider the level of Nigerian football for the past couple of years, national team, except what we saw at the AFCON, we want to say that they can give South Africans a chance against Nigeria. So in all, the players believe that it's a match that they're going to get all 3 points since they're playing at home, but for them to do that, they'll have to approach the game differently from how they approach the match at the AFCON. Of course, you expect a different approach because it's Finidi George. Yeah, Finidi is more or less looking at a similar approach to what Jose Peseiro used. But then again, think the team a little bit, add a bit of your own aspect when it comes to coaching, and see I can deploy the guys to get the job done. So there's going to be that slight differences, but more or less the same kind of formation, more or less the same kind of tactics or approach when Jose Peseiro was the man in charge. But all in all, they are confident of beating South Africa, getting the first 3 points, and then look at what happens against Benin Republic in Monrovia. I would have loved to ask Finidi George how he tactically wants to approach that match. But unfortunately, Finidi didn't join us for the media party. Probably wants to rest, probably wants to iron out his tactics, because there's a press conference coming up tomorrow. And that's going to be very official, where we're going to have to ask a couple of questions. So hopefully tomorrow after the press conference, I will be able to join the show again and tell us, or even send us the audio or clip of what Finidi will have to say in terms of approach. But you can expect something different, but not entirely different.
Yeah, definitely I would have loved him to be part of you guys, because I would have also wanted to get to know you or to pick you as regards how they are going to, or they are handling the lateness of arrival of certain players, and also the fitness issues as regards Frank Onyeka and Samuel Chukwueze in the team, if they are fit to play or will be available for those 2 games. But was anything like any hints given as regards those injury issues and the late arrivals, how they were going to handle the issues?
I did ask Victor Boniface about the guys who are coming in a little bit relatively late into camp, or I didn't know whether that was him being pragmatic, but one thing I did observe is that he's just happy that his guys, the full complement of the squad is here. So while we were talking to other players, and just a couple of minutes before lunch, Alex Iwobi arrived, Ademola Lookman arrived, so they just arrived, so there was just no way or little chances of us getting to talk to them, so they will need to rest, they will need to recuperate, and then probably get lunch and get rest. Hopefully, they should be the guys that should join us in the media press conference tomorrow, since we were unable to talk to them today due to their late arrival. So, Boniface was just someone that's excited that they now have the full complement of the squad. The guys have arrived. Of course, you know that for the other guys, for the 8 guys who couldn't join up, it was due to the industrial action in the country, so that it wasn't the making of their own. But I don't know whether we should say thanks to them or their prayers work that the industrial action was called off and then they were able to arrive, But talking about the injury situation, the Frank Onyeka I saw today did look like somebody that's injured. They look like somebody that cannot go into the field of play even right now and play. Of course, it's different. You could just be very active when you are not officially on the field of play, but once you get into the field of play, it could be different. It could be, the fitness could be different and all of that. But he looked very sharp. He looked very athletic, very okay to go into the field of play. And before now, Samuel Chukwueze has already confirmed that it's fit to play. So for these 2 guys you mentioned, I can confirm that there are no worries injury-wise. They are good to go. They are good to represent Nigeria on Friday, 8 p.m. the time at the Gospel of Abbey International Stadium. So unless something new develops, which Nigerians will be praying for that nothing happens, because, it's a thin squad. We talked about this squad even before now, how it has been seen, especially for the defense line, and also put together the industrial action affected the players from joining up. They had the first training session, the first closed-door training session on Tuesday, being yesterday, and you're going to need at least 2 closed-door training sessions to fine-tune your tactics. And it's very, very disturbing for a coach to have these training sessions closed door without the complement of the full squad. It can be quite disturbing for the coach, and that's what Finidi had to go through, because the first training session, the full players were not there. Tomorrow there's going to be another closed door training session, not yet officially confirmed by the media department, but I'll get that confirmation. So there's likely going to be another closed door training session tomorrow, and he will want to use that to fine-tune his tactics. So it's left to be seen, will Ademola Lookman start on Friday? He just came in today. There's a very likelihood that there's not going to be training this evening, because we just finished talking to the guys. They had to excuse or have their lunch, and they've gone back to their respective hotel rooms. So there's a high chance that there's not going to be any training this evening. That's leaving only tomorrow for them to train. So would that be good enough for Ademola Lookman to start? Would that be good enough for Alex Iwobi to start? Only Finidi can decide. But the only edge here, the only advantage here is that it's Finidi George, has been with the team for over 2 years. It's Alex Iwobi. It's Ademola Lookman. He knows what they can offer. He knows where he can play them. So if you want to build based on that and based on what he has seen the guys do at the club level, coming back, then you can tell him to start. But if you want to go by fine-tuning of tactics and all of that, probably they might not start. But again, it's an ultimate decision that Finidi will have to take.
Okay, Reliance, Young Chooks has a question for you.
Young Chooks, all right. Reliance, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, young chicks.
I don't know. You talk about the complaint of them arriving late. So how are they coping with the MPFL players, Kenneth Obuke and the rest of them? How is the synergy? How is the cohesion?
Okay, the connection. You mean the connection between the MPFL players and
the foreign guys?
Well, from what I saw here, the guys mix up quite well. You know, the thing is that you cannot decide most of these things from the outlook to the media. The outlook to the media can be very pragmatic, can be very polite, but so I can only report based on what the guys told me and based on what I've seen. So the outlook when they came out for the media hangout with journalists, very positive, very exciting. They are good to go, I talked to Terry Murphy after they was the Nigeria Premier Football League. Unfortunately, Terry Murphy didn't know that the Nigeria Premier Football League is now on TV. And that's something that bothers on the Nigeria.
Hello, Reliance. Okay, we lost reliable Reliance there. We'll do well to connect back with him for him to keep on giving us updates as regards what's going on in the Super Eagles camp over there in Uyo. Okay, we've got Reliable Reliance back with us on the show. Reliance, welcome back. Network trying to do us some big disservice there.
It's Nigeria Network, so I'm very familiar with it. Okay, so unfortunately, they're having difficulties watching the Nigeria Premier Football League out there, at least having a glimpse of it or a look at it because of, I don't know, at this point, what I should I say poor publicity or from the MPFL board. I didn't know how to qualify that, but Shane Gai having difficulties watching it, Murphy the same thing. But based on the guys that they played, they were able to tell me one or two about the quality in the league. They feel that, if the guys are good enough, no matter where they play, whether in the Nigeria Premier Football League, whether they play for Today FM, competition, no matter where these guys play, if they are enough, they can only be invited into the national team because the coach deemed it fit that they are good enough and they've got the quality to deliver. So based on that, I could say that there is that unity, there is that association, there is that mutual respect between the guys who play in the MPFL and, of course, the foreign-based guys. Ismail Sadiq was quite, excited. He came out to the media. He looked a guy that is, mixing up well with the guys. Benjamin Tanimu, well, you could say that he's no longer MPFL player, but let's not forget he left not quite long ago.
Yeah, January.
He went to play for EFOFC in Tanzania. What's the other guy's name? Olawoyin, who plays for Rispor. I think that should be in Turkey.
Yes.
Let's not also forget, it's equally an MPFL product. Yeah, he has traveled to Turkey. He's now foreign based, but this is his first invitation, so you can expect that level of trying to connect with the guys who are in camp already. So he played for Rangers, before leaving the Nigeria Premier Football League. So put together, I could see the connection, I could see the flow, I could see the conversation that goes on around them, I could see the body language that there is not that
Chiamaka, but yes, these are the 20 players that have been called up by the MBBF to actually prosecute to be part of the first phase of camping for the NBBF as they do get ready for the Tigers, beg your pardon, as they do get ready to participate at the Paris 2024 Olympics in France, yes, later. But this is the first phase of camping, not the usual, not some of the names we did see when it came to the Afro Basket Women's Championship. But Roland Garros, world number one Novak Djokovic has pulled out of the French Open and of his quarterfinals match due to a knee injury. Now, top seed and defending champion Djokovic was scheduled to play Casper Ruud in the quarterfinals today, but the Norwegian 7th seed Ruud will therefore progress straight to the semifinals. Now, Djokovic's withdrawal ends his quest for a record-extended 25th Grand Slam trophy and will result in him losing the world number one ranking to Italian Yannick Sinner, who won yesterday over Gregor Dimitrov, and will mean by next week the Italian will become the first Italian to be world number one as regards the ATP rankings. But guys, Novak Djokovic out of the way. The man looked like he had rediscovered himself this on Roland Garros on clay with this Grand Slam this year in Roland Garros, but all of a sudden the man is out due to injury after he did stretch himself in his 4th round game. So guys, who gets this one for you this year? Now Djokovic is out. Is it Casper Ruud, back-to-back finalists? Is there no one in his way this time around and he could just get onto the finals and clinch it this time? Carlos Alcaraz, I mean, the man grew up playing on clay. It's about high time. It's high time he gets to win a clay court Grand Slam to add to the Wimbledon we got to see the man win in 2022. Or, beg your pardon, 2023, beg your pardon. Or are we looking at Alexander Zverev, who's looked fantastic so far, clay court season this year? I mean, who gets to win this one for you guys?
For me, I would say Carlos Alcaraz. You said he was finalist last year.
Casper Ruud,
sorry.
Back-to-back finalist. Okay, could he make it 3? Could he be 3rd time finalist and 3rd time lucky this time around?
I don't think Casper Ruud can win it. I think the only challenge there for him is a lot of challenges are there for him. Carlos Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner is also in the mix. So I think those players are looking to at least clinch one of their first trophies or their first Grand Slam. So I think it's going to be a problem for Casper Ruud. But I'm looking at a name here, Carlos Alcaraz. The man is good in clay. So I think for me, Carlos Alcaraz will win it for me.
I mean, okay, we saw Yannick Sinner's dominance yesterday over Gregor Dimitrov, one of the top names when it comes to the ATP at this point. I mean, name you expected, a man you expected to give him problems. I know that Sinner has not had best of time when it comes to clay. Yeah, when it comes to the clay courts, it's not Sinner.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, aren't we just? He's talking about Alcaraz, maybe saying Ruud could be there, but he's not saying Ruud winning. But is there a chance that Sinner could actually be that man this year?
The world number one. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yes.
Yannick Sinner. After the walkover and seeing the news that Sinner got the world number one sport, I was really happy for him. The man has really worked really hard to get that sport, climbing the ladder, and it finally happens. And now, being at the top is one thing, staying at the top is another stuff. And then he has to cement it. And the final is the least he could do. And the only man that stands in his way is Alcaraz. Alcaraz he's a master of the, I wouldn't say master of the clay courts, but he knows his way around the clay courts. He knows what he's doing when he's on that court, and then he faces Sinner. Sinner has shown improvement year by year, and we saw a straight 3-set win from him against Dimitrov, something you wouldn't expect. Maybe you would have expected him to at least drop a set or something, but a straight set win, and then that shows you improvement that showed you an improvement this season in the Roland Garros. Alcaraz, he comes up against Alcaraz. Alcaraz too has been kind of shaky, but this season, but he has been good on clay. So far. Both of them go head to head. I will give it to Sinner. He has all the momentum, he has all the power, he has all the whole attention that's on him, and he has to back it up one way or the other. Losing straight sets to an Alcaraz, especially both of them, as you'll be looking at both of them as the new rivalry in the new generation, and they have to give us something to entertain us. They have to give us something that's worth the hype. They need to bring that fire with them. So we expect an entertaining match, but Sinner, for me, he's the one that can do it. It's his time to do it. Alcaraz may be on fire, but to me, Sinner is the one that has all the whole firepower now and has the whole attention. So he needs to do something about it.
And Young, just coming over to you. Let's talk about Novak a bit before we get to talk about the WTA and look at what the quarterfinal or semi-finals will actually have for us, because we have one semi-final show set already. We're getting ready to see the next one, who Jasmine Paolini will actually get to face in the game between Mira Andreeva and Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka is coming out of the tunnel right now, and she's been introduced to the Philippe Chatrier court. But coming over to you now, Novak injured his knee. Is there a chance we get to see that man at the Paris 2024 Olympics or Wimbledon this year? Because we know how delicate knee injuries can be. Those are things you do not joke with. And I mean, any poor management or handling of it, it will occur and it could become worse.
I see, we saw it coming. You can't actually play against a Musetti can with 5 sets in the third round. Then I think this is what we want for the women's game.
And coming over to Yovier, golf up against Swiatek. I mean, what are we to expect? Definitely the two names, like, you know, he promises to be a cracker, no doubt about that. But I mean, what are we to see? I mean, golf has at least a Grand Slam to her name. Swiatek has 4. So I mean, it's 5 Grand Slams between. So definitely we should be in for a cracker.
The boogie woman. Igor Swiatek. Swiatek and Golf. This is one of the matches, the big matches in the WTA. But then again, you want to bring out the whole head count, both of them going head to head against each other, and then you just have to just give it to Swiatek, especially on the clay court. She has been dominant. We saw the last game in the semi-finals to Rome. Swiatek was just too dominant. We saw Golf was a little bit shaky. Then we have the Cancun finals last year. We saw how that match ended to Swiatek prevailing. You see, in the last 4 or 5 matches, Swiatek has been the person prevailing over Coco Golf. So you can see she already has a number. As I said, she's the boogie woman. She's Coco Golf's boogeyman, and she has Coco Golf's number. But then again, we expect Coco Golf to bring her A game. You cannot just come to the Roland Garros, especially get to this stage, and then just try and not give it your best. Give it your all. Swiatek should be into that match knowing that Swiatek is the favorite and you're the other dog. But then again, you're going to have to show yourself that all right, the other dog can also do something against the champions, and we expect her to at most get a set. Swiatek hasn't dropped his set this series, so at least make her drop a set. So at least we know that at least someone is capable of beating Swiatek. The reason why I say capable of beating Swiatek, because I don't believe she'll be able to beat Swiatek going into the whole series. So at least get one against Swiatek, and then we see who gets to the finals. Maybe Sabalenka, maybe Andreeva, or maybe it's going to be Paolini that will be able to take on Swiatek. But for me, Coco Golf, Swiatek, I think this should be an easy one, giving it to Swiatek just for the easy win.
Okay, well, we do have Aryna Sabalenka and Mira Andreeva on our screens at this moment. It's just the first game of that game. Yes, in the first set. So, I mean, she's winning 40-15. And if she does get this game, she's winning 1-love in the first set. Well, it's time for us to actually get to head to the phone lines to hear from you, our lovely listeners, as regards everything we've discussed so far. The Super Eagles camp, we got updates from our man, Reliable Reliance, over there in Uyo. And you do know that the players have trickled in, barring Maduka Okoye, the goalkeeper, who is en route to Uyo at this point in time from Abuja. 0817 0000951, 0817 0000951, and 0810 9510951, 0810 9510951. Hello, caller. Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Hello, Gogo. How are you?
I'm fine. And are you doing well, Apostle of Love, all the way from Aba?
We are doing great.
Okay, great to have you on the show.
I greet everyone in the studio.
They greet you as well.
You see, there is no escape route for my coach.
Point. But South Africa, make sure that we beat South Africa here. Then when we beat them, we'll be on top of them before the next round of qualifying matches. Thank you very much. Okay,
thank you very much, Simon, all the way from Rumo Dumaya. And you can do well, send your thoughts to the SMS and WhatsApp portal, which is 0701 933 9962, 0701 933 9962. Hello, caller. Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, Barry in the studio and everybody in the studio.
Good afternoon. Is this Rooney Evans?
Rooney Evans, good to have you down.
Okay, great to have you on the show. Please go ahead.
Well, without analysis, Nigeria are all going to win South Africa. I'm not saying this because I'm not skeptical about it. You understand? Even if we have to take 2 days or 1 day to prepare for the match, I think our coach, our players have everything they needed to win the match. But for Akaras, I think for me, I think he has a point to prove. You understand? I know it's a tough game for him, but for me, I think for him against Sina, Akaras still has a better head ahead Sina. He will win the match against Sina. But for Novak, it's just the third one that he's just the third one that will miss him. If at all the injury will have to curtail him of not playing the French Open. But I think if he's available and without injury, I think Novak could do whatever thing he has been doing to win the French, because I think he's just he's just the Ronaldo of tennis. That's just it. But for Swiatek and Coco Gauff, I think Coco Gauff is only going there to escort. I think Coco Gauff is only going there. She's only going.
Hello and good evening. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I'm Faustina Uputu. The Nigerian Senate has passed a bill to establish the National Animal Husbandry and Ranches Commission after a heated debate today. The bill, sponsored by Senator Titus Zam, representing Benue Northwest, was meant to control and regulate cattle rearing ranching business across the country. Explaining the general principles of the bill, Zam canvassed the need for the proposed commission to manage, regulate and preserve ranches across the country. The bill, however, met stiff opposition from Senator Danjuma Goje from Gombe and his counterpart from Kebbi, Adamu Alero. Both lawmakers and former governors argued that cattle...
Project High Prep says it will continue to focus on land restoration, environmental sustainability and biodiversity conservation in Ogoniland and the wider Niger Delta region. Project coordinator of High Prep, Professor Nene.
Living in River State, to be given the privilege of attending to school in order to be a better person to their family and the society and even the state in general. So that is my humble contribution this hour. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much for your time. We'll do a rundown of all these stories. So just hold on, you can comment on all of them. Former CBN Deputy Governor Kingsley Mohalu says Nigeria's productivity level cannot support 494. Show.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique style.
What in the happen? They say this one wahala be like bicycle. Waiting the happen. Now for today 95.1 FM, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, bomb quem. Now here you go here. Waiting the happen for Niger Ad. Now that time where we they bring you bonga to them. We'll go shock you. Now me go be get man at that time for airport. Waiting the happen. Make you know Miss Mazi Ike God Ike Machuku and MC Kuro for waiting the happen. You go enjoy yourself. No forget to say, woman they chop our recharge card. Woto. I don't tell you say this place na education center. As you sit down here with us from Monday to Friday, you go enjoy waiting they happen. Waiting they happen. Make you no miss them at all.
Of them have never dreamt in their life that they will ever get to the peak of their career. That's very, very important. Not just the infrastructure every day. So if you permit me, I don't know those beneficiaries, the permanent secretaries, I don't know where they are here. Come out, so that they use, come out. You are the beneficiary, come out. You are supposed to be the agent of really home, but come out. Both women, both men, everyone. face you and take a bow before Mr. President, the lucky ones. Your Excellency, these are the first set of permanent secretaries that you made. Head of service, are you not the permanent secretary? And that is their head of service. Your Excellency, these are the technical tip down that we have. So I want to sincerely thank you. Now, most of them have been going to churches and mosques. They have been praying now that God should help them to be head of service. But it was not there before. For them to be head of service, it was not available. But now you have made it available. I know some of their pastors. I also told them that they should pray for me to recommend them to you. That is also very important.
All right. That is it. This is Nigeria, Africa. That's all the Dawa hunting. That's all the Dawa hunting. All right, I'm going to buy. Thank you very much. If you join the channel, listen to the 95.1 FM Voice of the People. I'm not going to start if I don't talk complain. Oh, goddamn. Damn it, man. Because I beg government, make they do big truck, all these big motor. Make them they drive for night. It go help us. It go help us because those people, if you talk, say because of your goose, your this one make I tell you, the person where they drive that your truck or the cashier they hammer. Most of them where they drive that truck, their brain is not normal. You don't experience truck drivers before. Most of the truck drivers, I don't enter tomatoes or motor all the way from Jos to come back here. Come back to Port Harcourt. When I see inside that motor, I fear I just till I reach here 3 days to journey. I pray. We call my ancestors, I beg you. When I got me reach Port Harcourt. Because the kind thing where those people boys they take inside the motor, no. They don't recognize you. They don't know whether other motors there for their front or side. They don't need them. They still need them for road. I'm telling you, they are dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Because they don't get the kind of mindset of Oyibo people. Oyibo people, they get what they call the speed limit. Speed limit for their road. Every of their road, you go to see speed limit. The thing they read. As they pass, they read your speed limit for your motor. Every motor get their own. So if you say I'm here for Nigeria, you know go walk. You know they walk. So the best thing to save life and property, not to stop these people to apply for daytime. Make them they drive for night. Or from 12 o'clock midnight, they enter road to show their madness there with the darkness. Any day we wake up for morning, you see anyone who don't enter bush. We thank God they say another small motor no for land. All right. Now because of the one that happened yesterday for Brikwere, we could not see us because the whole of the road block well everywhere lock throw away. And because of that one man recklessness, inability to be patient for road, for other motor to pass, make you go your way. Okay, you know they come out anything for your body if you wait to make that vehicle pass. And you go see one, you drive, you go see one taxi man from nowhere. In fact, at the talk of truck, taxi 7 at the worst. I don't know whether they are own will make them they drive. We'll give them time, maybe 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. This one's their own no good.
Taxi people to their own.
Another mad setup.
But I mean, somebody been tell me say the truck driver be the Porsche taxi, something like that. Then I seen the turn without force. Now the thing can use force, something like that.
Man, imagine that. Look at what thing you carry, they pursue somebody.
And the truck they use gas. So so now make it sing us even explode like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians. Thank you, country people. Maku John Peter inside the story for the day, and test them we carry also come here for today. And again, make I remind you, sir, you listen to the 95.1 FM Voice of the People, and this our program now waiting they happen. Now that bonga tabu they bring up bonga to them. We'll go shock you. Go one that's a person that do like this, so they can give you official introduction. No person the young voice here. My name Namaze. Ike God, Ike Wachuku, Ike Wachineke. Wachuku Telemoni, she won't Karabaraman, one try that. If you don't give a strong one, make we hear and make a great country people, make we move out to Shatane.
Okay, country people, have fun a day now. What's in the happen now? My name is Sikuro. They call me the king of weddings. Anywhere we wedding that happen for the city outside the city. If you look very well, you go see I'm Sikuro. We did that. They always talk this thing. Say Pekin. We then carry for back in the nursery Johnny Fowl. Don't call radio. We won't give an all the top story. And may the soul of those people will die. Rest in peace. Because
all right, Ngwa, thank you very much for that one. Make we move sharply because of time. Will be our friend. Make I remind you, same. You go fit to follow us for Facebook. For Facebook today 95.1 FM live for Facebook. Okay, if you go there for their live, you watch us live. If you know that live is there, you go look for us for YouTube today 95.1 FM live. We go there for that side there. Watch us there clean and clear. And again, you be my friend. You go there for Facebook. Mazi Ike God, you can watch the video there. Even if the network they're not too good, go there watch us there. Topic then there for all this place where I mentioned. Drop your message for anyone where you see us there. Drop your message inside it. For Facebook today 95.1 FM. Look inside it there. You go see waiting the happening. We sell our topic inside it there. You not go miss anyone at all as you follow us like that. And inside that one again. We'll constantly put small disclaimer. Make will let you know, say, for this our discussion, for this our show, we'll discuss serious matters.
Seriously.
We know that they're serious at all. So you where they listen to us, you they watch us, make you know they're serious. I'm not come here. I don't know why the Facebook video for my own. You don't come out, but if you still go for Mazi Ike God, you can watch it. If you see any old video, any of the video where you see there, just drop your comment inside there. I go come check them again, and from there we go take your message inside here. Okay, I'm gonna make you move immediate time. You know to be our friend, make you jam them once and for all.
Once and for all.
Yes, and I saw the speaker. No, sir, when they blood, sometimes they confuse person.
Oh, you traveled?
Yes.
Okay.
I go see the king.
Where did you travel to?
King.
King of where?
King of UK.
Oh, really?
I think. King of
Prince Charles?
I don't know them. But all right, I'm going to yes, look on the first story. Then we don't hear that one. No go, don't plan before for you. FCT minister, here is one. Our 001 for FCT, former 001 for River State. You know, remember, I know the marathon, I know the miss for anybody, memory at all. As you just hear in name like that, you know who they talk about, who will be the minister of FCT. Now, don't hear that one. And well, some people who don't come out to criticize, they say, why? This kind of thing, you know, they work for better, for senior climb.
Okay, Sina. Sina clan.
Sina clan. Sina clan. That is.
What things they work very well.
Clan. What things they work very well. For Sina clan, that is like Oyobo people. Their side, they are named the Sina clan.
But must it be Oyobo people? So African countries, some places.
Which Africa, the Sina clan?
Egypt.
That's it.
Since they work well for Egypt. My friend with the Cape Coast, now let me say, very smooth. For South Africa.
You know Egypt now, Yoruba people.
Because then they were
Yoruba people now, so they will do that. Even South Africa said, "We some Yoruba people who follow themselves." So they make their things. I don't know. Well, they still be Africa if you manage them. But if you look well, you go see what is the happen for that side well, and for those area side of them. And so people they complain and say, why that? How what you go make a minister? You go call the people, a whole permanent secretary to them say, come bow for president, come bow. And all of them, they come out, they obey the order. Because it will be like order. In fact, if you know bow, you don't know whether they fit pursue you, come up from work immediately.
They go sack.
If you see the speed where these people, all of them carry, they bend down. I beg, bend before.
Mazi, on that particular issue, Nadi, I don't know why this thing just like this for Nigeria. Remember, we see our former governor talking, say, for politics, 100% loyalty is involved. If you're not loyal, but this one, those permanent secretaries, they are not politicians. These are civil servants. So I don't know why you can't tell them to come.
Politicians, they control them.
Why can't they tell them to come? They loyal. Now,
politicians, they control them.
Just to take your mind back, Mazi, if you remember Kogi State Governor, the current governor Ododo. When Ododo go meet the former governor, when this EFCC they pursue, you see the way he lie down for him. In they lie down like say, "I'm being God, I'm being everything." And most of these things, now make our politicians they work well because of 100%. They say they loyal. You carry the resources of the state, give one person
loyalty.
Of loyalty. Now, if not. Imagine say one of the permanent secretaries stop on saying the waka. Everybody go say a bad person.
And collect letter for Monday morning.
Now with the country hard, now you won't come miss your job. Because say not to your bad down.
Bring your head down. Now just bad down. If they say sleep, you sleep. I beg you, make your office remain. If you go do mistake, you know do and you go house, your wife will lock you outside. Or maybe you be woman inside there, your husband he go explain tire. What's in there? You know if you just knock your head for ground or come out. What is the thing? Now you don't lose your work.
You don't like say when our former governor go, they like say one person you don't want come out like on the person. Are you not head of service? So, they're shocking to us. They're shocking.
That's what it's supposed to be.
100% loyalty. That's how African society they share. If you know they're loyal, how you want they grow? You say this boy is not loyal. You don't get pride. Because of those things, that make some kind of things where they happen. They happen. But like he talk in a Senate climb. Imagine say for UK, can't tell this people should go.
They go back. Even King himself, I never hear anybody tell them to go back for King. It will be just side the Senate system. Well, it happen for Nigeria. Nothing will not go here, and nothing will not happen. How you not take see that one? You like them? Now normal thing. I mean, just anything. Is anything there wrong with them? Anything there wrong with them? As you just hear them now. Make you tell us when we open phone line they give you. Make you look another story here, make you jump better the next one here sharply. Bakrolum, this one. You know everything I use to like this our mommy. You like here, everything I use to like I'm gonna be say. You know say the former president's wife. You know they talk the way she they come out now.
Aisha.
Yes, that one will not be the 2 year her like this when things happen. Even when fuel jump for that government from 180 to 200 to 300 they go dollar service. She not talk. Nigeria had at that time, she don't make it. She just they go about her normal thing. But this is our new mommy now. She just they act like the real mommy. You know, so when things don't hard for your house, you turn to look your papa they look another side. Now your mama you go run and go meet. And you go see the mama that time. They go do like mama them. They tell you, give you hope. No worry, things are not good now. Your daddy work is like this. Work is come out him for work. I can hear that this one and that. Your mommy go tell you something. Where go they give you hope? Where go they give you mind? They say yes, hope day tomorrow. Now what I like this our own mommy be that. All right, the president, our first lady will be the wife of the president. Remi Tinubu, she don't come out to come beg Nigerians. Say I beg Nigerians. Say we know say hardship is there. But make una understand. Make una understand. When nothing there, just understand. Be patient. Understand with the government. As this be like this, no be say now so them be on plan and will come say make it be. Now the bad thing where they don't come jam, they no be no sense so it be. So they try to correct what the yama them where the former APC been doing for 8 years. And so this one now just 1 year. This one a new APC, renewed hope. This renewed hope is coming. Onabia is coming.
So you people understand. It not be the fault of this our the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not be in fault. Now the former government, now they spoil things. This one and those that come to arrange them to make things go well. Because mommy is begging your people. I was saying, no, I said I use my own voice. Talk the way she beg.
Don't be like say they beg on behalf.
Yes, I said I can explain so that understand where to be. When I come everywhere, this hard, this hard, this hard. Everywhere. We go here, we go market. Everybody they shout, they cry. Come for radio now, open. Hey, man, this is yesterday, never chop. Hey, this is that's what happened. Understand.
This not be the first time we the first lady they come out, they beg with Nigerians, say make them just be patient, say things hard. I know say she been go out to distribute something to people.
Yes,
I think the people with disabilities, Abi.
Yes.
So this not be the first time, but Nigerians want to tire for this beg. Want see actions.
The woman. See, when person don't do something, you people should understand. She don't come out before, she don't talk and say, I beg. Say,
they don't believe.
They don't come to take Nigerian money. They don't come for you. They don't need your money. These people, God bless them. You see, she give, she be giver. So, don't they look like, say, how much you can, how much be president's salary, sir? If you decide to leave and for now. Of course, if you think one day, say, you see to my salary, Nigerians moon and take him, I don't want the salary. He can do it.
After all, is he not the Jagaban?
He's a Jagaban.
Do you know what it means to bear the name Jagaban?
So because, we can understand with the government of today.
Bear with them.
Bear with the moment. As in them beg now.
For just this period. But what you go to chop now, so they bear with them?
Just on the drink water. Anyhow we be.
Water.
Garena. Water na the cheapest thing. Na the cheapest thing person to get. And the cheapest thing. 15 naira, I think. 15 naira. Don't buy one sachet to drink. Drink them.
One bag of water 350.
No, drink one sachet. If you even have a remaining, drink for. If you drink I'm warm, no go worry your belly. Cool down because things will go shape well. Just now small, this is just 1 year. Look, we enter 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Nobody go die.
Hunger, they keep us in now.
4 years, we do another election. So, because
hunger, they keep us.
Nobody will hunger, don't kill. Look, we manage it. This cry don't too much everywhere. I don't finish here. This one, that one, everywhere. But they hear word again. Okay, Kurameku jump into another to Remeku leave and open phone line and now go hear from una. But inside that one, don't forget to say, I'm a primate Ayodele. You don't come out to come talk. Say, prayer, you know, if it stop hardship. So, not be prayer. Don't forget to say, for weekend, the pastor of, what will be that church again? Redeem, okay? What will be that one?
Redeem. No, Redeem, no.
And I pastor.
Pastor Enoch Adeboye.
Adeboye, thank you. And I be Redeem.
Yes.
He come out to say, make we pray. Make Nigerians pray. Say things hard. Make we pray well. I remember when him in the talk, say make we support the government. Say things go better. And I don't come out to say make we pray. Make we pray well. Better primate don't come out to say, no be by prayer. Say una vote to bad leaders. Say na bad leaders, no be prayer. Say prayer no they stop hardship. So which pastor will go take now? Take this primate or your
no, you go take you go take the two.
Who of them will go take now?
Not the two.
This one will say pray, this one will say no pray. This one will say no pray.
As they pray, you go they flush out bad leadership too.
Hey! Okay, make we pray for bad leaders to they go.
So you go to pray too. As they pray too,
okay.
You they try to remove bad leaders. Remember, they say faith without work is dead. So you need to balance the two equation. Right. If you only they pray, brother, I go pray. No be fire away for shop born.
All right.
People see they pray, the shop they born.
See, I know my brother no be smart, you know. They sabi pray for Nigeria. Instead for you to come out your phone and call fire service. Fire, they come out. They pray, make God send down fire service from heaven to come quench fire for you. You know, if you drop that your Bible, Quran, carry bucket, run, find sand, throw. Anyhow, if you throw them. You know, at
that point in time, wisdom is very important.
How?
Wisdom is the key.
How? The other one, they do video. Hey, my church, oh. You don't keep the phone for granted. Carry bucket. You help yourself. My church, oh. You one number, come on.
Another thing, you know, say we're in the social media era. The person self the video today at fault. Why in the video? Instead of you to video that time, no put.
You don't carry bucket. You know whether your own side yourself go off the light.
So why the video people they pray? People they pray, they do their own. You in the video, they do your own.
When they say whether I'm going to pray for Nigeria, another person say no be prayer with the problem of Nigeria. Say now bad leadership we wanna vote. Which side you there? When we open phone line, you go tell us your own. This one will not be sweet story at all. The next story one bring can give you not be sweet story at all. This one it shock us, it touch us for heart, it touch everybody. We do advise our ladies, our young ladies, to say make una dey careful because they can't risk what they take for this life. Me self, sometimes place where they see some girls for night, me, I swear, give me money, I no go stand there. I no 1 minute, I no go stand.
Well, women get mind though. GRA by 1 a.m. See, girls they stand.
Young girls now.
Very sharp and then fine. Oh.
How?
Not be ugly girls, so very fine, sharp.
Now the
girls.
thing don't change level. And I know say those days that they call her prostitution. Now I'm the one of them.
I was thinking they call them akuna.
That's English now. English, and boy prostitution.
Okay.
Prostitution on our one business we don't derive from the time before our papa born. So the business don't dey since no be today start. But now we don't come on it's been
modified.
We don't modify them.
It's been upgraded.
We don't upgrade them.
Yeah.
Nah,
like the way they upgrade your app.
Yes, you don't. You know, say as year they pass, next year now, I don't know what them go call them.
Yeah.
But now we don't upgrade them in case you know that we are the they call them. We call anybody prostitution.
Prostitute.
No try them. Just ask them. You go do hook up. Oh, that is the latest name. Mommy, when they hear me, you see your daughter.
Before this hook, they call her Rons.
Bronze, don't finish. Yeah, the latest app now hook up. When the hook finish, maybe next year they go change them to hook down. Because you go see your picking in the dress anyhow. I can't come up for house. They go do hook up. You know, go ask them where. Stop. Talk to your daughter. Oh. This one not sweet at all. Dismembered body of a missing Port Harcourt girl where they find since her name is Selena Idumin Ndudem and her friend. They don't find their body near one man's house for Abia State. The man name is one Andrew. Waiting that name. This one they meet the man for Facebook since now they come to hook up. As they do the hook up. Message of information of the lady don't they come out now everywhere as then show us the recent one where she been get chat with the hookup man then agree for 1 million naira. So she's carry her friend go do hookup for 1 million naira for Abba. Now there even the video of where they chop the kind things where they chop for the 1 million naira hookup where they go. You see the video?
Yeah.
So all the things about the lady.
I even see the chat.
So the chat. If you read the chat there, you go see when they tell the man they tell them 1 million is too much, and she said that because of you, with the price 1 million, and that is my friend 500 and me 500. That is the hookup line. Even if you not get the price, people check the next customer.
And she thought say she did do them because of saying na him.
Yes.
I make that one. It's not that 1 million. No be there.
Picture. You follow the boy. Go in house. Finish it. You can't go discover. Say the boy no get money. Say the boy they patch life. They live with a friend. But you see, You don't see
fake
the way
line.
he pose. In the post a fake picture for him. Maybe he go stand for one of your uncle gate for front to snap. He say, "Nah, papa has be that you run to come." You go one batcher.
One of our listeners just a tell me saying just drop one hookup girl.
Hell boy. Adam, make we leave that one.
Now we don't advise there. I will use advice there.
Make we leave this. Make we leave that one for country people. When we put phone line on, tell us what you think about these girls and the advice when you get for other ladies. The woman, okay, advise your fellow ladies if you know they do hookup. All right, so this one, another one will go shock you there here. Make we still roll this story. Give you another one here again. Make we hear this one. Make we hear this one. See how the woman with the sharp amount.
This is bad. It is dehumanizing. You can't treat this girl like this. I am giving Lagos state government this. This is dehumanizing.
If you don't give them, you're a bastard.
I'm a bastard, yes. Look at this girl's body. You have brutalized her. Yes. Look at all her body.
All right, that's the video where you hear there. If you don't give, you're a bastard. Now, she be actual bastard because now you now don't turn to be the bastard. The woman and I don't be the bastard. That one where they shout, if you don't give, you're the bastard. She did police net. Hallelujah, thank God for social media. I beg a question, what would they ask? If you see your neighbor, they maltreat Pekin. Huh? Well, thank God for this woman who carried the video. Put them for internet immediate. Police, call police. And anywhere you see this kind of thing, no waste of time. Video them. Send them to police. Tag them Nigerian police NG for Twitter. Immediate police don't carry them. Because I like our police government today now. Because they're smart when you come for internet or something. When they see. Now, when they don't trend any trending video now, police they move inside immediate. That one is a good one for police.
Well, it is very unfortunate. Say this kind of thing would happen. Very, very bad. Like I don't even know what I want to talk about this thing. So sad. Why people go to maltreat? And they not go do their own children like that. They not go do their own children.
Even
like
some of them do their own picking themselves. Out of frustration, out of anger.
Based on the way the country has.
Picking go make a gari of 2 cups of a gari instead of half cup. You see the woman who go land up for him back. You know how much you be gari now for house. Yeah, what's happening? They chop a gari anyhow. Because of frustration, they beat picking. You know good.
I beg, what could they care for the way they beat children? We know say for Nigeria, you know really too. People no get time. Not they like they beat. But for UK, you know fit.
You know try them.
You know fit try. Even now your picking get right. But for Nigeria.
They don't carry the body, they go Abuja for the police, they carry that one. Again, we don't bring to the tell you, say the first lady of Nigeria don't seek Nigerians, say make una understand as things it take a hash like this for government, make una understand. Say the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they leave Nigeria, they go direct. As a primate, Ayodele, you don't tell Nigerians, say no be prayer. Be the problem of this hardship. Say not because we are voting bad leaders. Again, we don't still bring to the can tell you how the moment our FCT minister is say make out the permanent secretary them waiting for Abuja there. They come bow before the president, but Ahmed Tinubu government say maybe we don't know if they not been bow waiting for happen. But people don't do church inside this one. Or they ask say how you take see this one? Is there wrong or nothing there wrong about them? It's just a normal thing. How not take care of the trade don't carry on give you one make carry am give you a phone number who not go use reach us here. The first one is 0817 000951. The second phone number there is 0810 9510 951. WhatsApp and SMS still there here. Don't forget the last 2 months we call out the take our recharge card to go home. The phone number again is 0701 9339 962. I'm gonna make a card and go phone line and make a check. Who want to talk to us? Your name and where you the call us from. Pakam, we don't take your call. Hello, your name and where you call us from. Yeah, good evening.
Hello, Jade, man.
Hi, man. We are fine. And you, Kwa?
Good evening.
Yes, your name and where they call us one.
Okay,
now we'll
now we the worry the government, they make them do what they're supposed to do. We not go sleep. I go divide the whole thing into 2. 1, This other side where LCT ministers and people come bow. Now so that they take move us into poverty. Would they bow to people who suppose work for us? In this part of the world, I don't understand how people go say come bow in what aspect. See, leadership is to serve. Leadership. Now our money be this. They don't get any money. Now our money that they take pay them, feed them, clothe them. Well, go what you go. So why are we bowing for them? One of this man, I think I could not go do something like government. Government is a machinery or a state. So a state in which the will of the state is formulated and realized. So we don't employ you to do jobs. Someone will come back for you. Ambre, I don't understand. Let us go this other side. The girl with me and the frustration, the suffering in the land is too much. People where they sell organs, people where they do hookup. My brother, the whole situation in this country, as I speak to you, is in the state of comatose. Don't blow grammar.
Okay. I leave a milk before you go enter state of vegetables. Milk will leave for state of tomatoes. Dear. Milk will leave like that. Thank you very much. One also state of tomatoes before you go no if you reach state of ugu or state of okra. Milk will take another call. Milk will check the next person here. Hello, your name and where they call us from?
Yeah, because then they see for their eye. If you go Yahoo side, then they chop them. If you go hook up, then they chop them. But yes, they know they're here. So come to our president wife. We say, make we understand. They know this kind of thing. If they beg people where they die, they make them no die. They make you understand. Understand waiting. Government, you don't enter. Make they find ways. Special laws, make you just jollificate and to say make you understand. They beg us. If they beg person where they die. When a victim no day, one stop again 200. When a fish of 100 naira no day. When fish of 1,000 no day. You say make they understand waiting. You don't price guard. They don't see this. This now a cup is almost 400. And then you say make you understand. So we don't understand anything, I beg. That's what it's doing.
Okay, Ngwa, you don't want to understand. Ngwa, leave them like that, and I live for the people who want to understand. If you don't want to understand. Hello, your number, where they call us?
Maji.
Good evening.
Good evening,
sir.
MC, where MC?
MC there, yeah.
MC there, yeah.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Evening, Oga. Greet everybody, yeah.
We greet you, sir.
Yes, Dikin Frey calling from Oyibo.
Dikin, welcome. Thank you. Carry on, sir.
You are blessed. You are blessed. And this is our president wife. Everything go come say they beg in Nigeria. If they cry for food, he go beg and carry him out. Mazi. The kids they see one chop food, they cry. He go beg and ordinary mouth.
He go give him biscuits.
Biscuit, he don't bring him. He bring and come. Make him go drink water. He don't do. We don't hear beg. How many times? When they come, they beg Nigeria. Make it tell the husband now. Make it do the right thing. Make it tell the husband. Talk to the husband. People are dying. Hunger is there. Hunger is there. They cannot tell a hungry man, say, make him go sleep. We're hungry, they worry, he go sleep. No, he don't do. That in beg me, I need to hear. I need to make it do the right thing. Make it do the needful.
Okay, Elder. Thank you very much, Elder. Ibalele, do well.
Okay.
You don't hear that one. Look, we take one more call here.
Okay.
Hello, your name and where they call us from? Hello? Hello?
Where did they do there?
No, network no good for that line. Okay, try call back again, no verse. Hello, your name and where they call us?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is Mr. Goat on the line.
Mr. Goat?
Goat, Mr. Goat.
Which of the?
Mr.
GOAT or which?
This is of all time.
That's goat of all time.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Man, who carry on?
I beg you got that one confirm from me, based on this support issue. for this Agri University. We will see Yahoo boys. They use their girlfriend whom they make sacrifice. Sacrifice, we don't call it Yahoo plus. What is that happen? No one say we born no. Who will grow up for the military days? No one say we see life. Oh, I don't know what is happening to this generation. Mazi, if they go to church, you have to pray very hard though, because this thing must stop.
Okay.
And finally,
all right.
Men labor no disappoint Nigeria.
We'll not talk labor today. All right.
Me, man, talk to your friends.
All right, make a time. Thank you. Make a call my friends. Make a talk to
which of your friends?
Yes, make a call them.
That's which of the ones who they do it in politicians or who call?
Yes, the politicians' friends. Make a call them.
Okay.
I'll call them. Make them.
We won't go first.
I'll call Uju.
Is it?
All right, I'm not going to SMS sharply. I'm not going to take SMS and notes.
Okay, SMS. Mazan and Sikuro, see we can get something when in the Yenegua, Ben from Yenegua, please. I find this particular message insulting. Thank you. This one say, Mazan and Sikuro, my prayer to President is that make this sickness. No.
What's in the talk? In the prayer give you.
As in the kind prayer waiting the girl, I don't understand.
I beg, eh? Anything you know, so no go feel read out here. No bring a call.
Everything violence. Medicine after death. We our security day when something don't happen. Now that time then go come they speak English. Then no fit stop crime. Man work in Port Harcourt.
Emmanuel, thank you there.
This one say, good evening, my correct OAPs. Rest in peace to those who hook up. Yeah, I want to beg all those ritualistic people to stop killing our hookup girls so that NLC will not enter strike on hookup. It will affect some of us. That's my Ezekiel from Eliezer. So you're patronizing hookup.
Okay. That's one Ezekiel.
If you look when a married man.
This one is again.
Say make girls no go strike.
Well, I pray. I know you be gentleman.
No, my prayer for me no go get infection.
I know to send the doctor.
No, it's so that they no go strike go affect some of us.
Maybe now you in the talk about.
What's that, Sikuro? On a good evening, why girls will never learn from what happened to others?
The fuel subsidy will gulp 5.4 trillion naira in 2024 after denial that it completely deregulated the product. Minister of Finance Wale Edun disclosed this in a recent presentation of the Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan report. Edun said the ASAP report was designed to address key challenges affecting the reform initiatives and stimulate development in various sectors of the economy. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Heineken Lukpobiri at a recent ministerial briefing to mark President Bola Tinubu's anniversary insisted that fuel subsidy has been completely removed. Recall that the president of the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, had in April revealed that the Nigerian government was currently applying quasi-subsidy on fuel. President Bola Tinubu had declared fuel subsidies gone in his speech during his May 29 inauguration speech. The meeting of the tribe for a new minimum wage for workers in the country newsmen in Port Harcourt maintained that the 8 years of Wike's administration failed in all sectors, including health, education, agriculture, manufacturing, transport, tourism, and human capital development, adding that Rivers people deserve to know how their resources from the federal government was managed by the past administration. Namewa, who is also the chairman governing council of the Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, challenged George Kelly and Okocha to address the issues he has raised publicly. He reiterated that Martins Amewule and 24 other lawmakers who defected to the All Progressives Congress from the PDP have lost their seats, citing the 1999 Constitution. Namewa further assured Rivers people that the PDP leadership under Governor Fubara remains intact, stating that the promised panel of inquiry will address all the aforementioned issues. Port Harcourt residents have commended Governor Simalai Fubara for improving the security of lives and properties of people in the state. Speaking in retrospect of Governor Fubara's 1 year in office, the resident, in an interview with Today FM's Odina Kachi Celestine, commended the governor for restoring streetlight in some parts of the city. The respondents, who are mostly Diobo residents, noted that despite the political crisis, the state has been relatively peaceful. On Governor Fubara's performance in the educational sector, the residents said the governor has not done enough to improve the sector, hoping there will be an improvement for both basic education and post-basic education levels.
The governor don't try well. For this era, bad boys don't reduce, robbery incidents don't reduce. For security, we need to get too many problems here. So for that one, thank the governor and security people. The local vigilance, they don't do well. In terms of education, I think the governor has not done anything different from what we have in the state. There is no groundbreaking policy introduced in the past 1 year. Things are the way they are. And even on the issue of workers' welfare, teachers, not really much thing has been done in education. But on the issue of security, I think Rivers State has been relatively peaceful. The times we appear on the news, on national dailies, either politics, not much on insecurity. In terms of security, the governor of Rivers State at least has improved security. There has not been much problem, but in terms of education, no much difference. It has been that it is.
The Eze Odinimba Akunumba 1 of Umudioga in Emoha local government area of River State, Chief Stephen Nkem Ihwane, on behalf of Umudioga Council of Chiefs, Women, Youth and Elders, congratulate Governor Siminalayi Fubara on his 1 year in office. In a statement made available to newsmen, Chief Nkem Ihwane praised Governor Fubara for his developmental project and advised him to ensure continued people-oriented policies, which he said will help alleviate poverty. The statement also sued for peace between Governor Fubara and the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and called on political stakeholders to join forces in felicitating peace move between the duo. Nkem Ihwane also extended condolences to the affected families of the Igbeda conflict and pleaded with the community leadership to handle the issue amicably to avoid an escalation. He further called on the local and state government authorities to ensure lasting peace in Igbeda community as he commended the Nigerian police for their immediate response to the incident. You are listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Thanks for staying with us. Now the rest of the news. The low cultivation of rice in River State has been attributed to a prevailing fear among farmers that the land in the state is not suitable for rice farming. This was one of the major issues highlighted by the River State Agricultural Development Program ADP manager Vitalis Chinda Bule during an exclusive interview with Today FM's Olawale Sanusi. Chinda Bule noted that River State houses a mega rice mill in Ilele Alimini in Emoha local government area, constructed through a partnership deal between the River State government and the Niger Delta Development Commission. And despite the significant investment, the mill has not been able to serve its intended purpose due to underproduction by local farmers. He added that the mega rice mill at Ilele Alimini, along with other smaller mills, including the one financed by the Melinda and Gates Foundation through Sasakawa in Oyibo local government area, are all operational but not fully utilized.
There is only but one mega rice mill at Ele Lalimini in Emoha local government area, constructed by the River State government and principally by NDDs. It has been operational, but actually not serving the interest of rivers. One of the hindrances that we are having in the operational delivery system of the elephant rice mill is that it has been contracted out to a firm, and there is a capacity that the rice mill requires before it goes into full operation. Because if you understock it during processing, it means you are running at a loss already. And for now, there are no aggregates or clusters of farmers, rice farmers around River State that can produce up to that quantity as to fill the mill. Rice is not a major crop in River State.
Chinda Bule, in an attempt to sensitize farmers on the possibility of cultivating rice in the state, emphasized that 20 to 25 years ago, River State successfully cultivated different varieties of rice, including swamp and upland rice. He added that despite rice not being a major crop in the state, ADP will continue to encourage farmers to cultivate rice, particularly upland and swamp varieties, as rice cultivation is doing well in areas such as Ishopo, Obele, Iba, Rumodogo 1, Rumodogo 2, and Oyibo local government area.
First of all, I want to tell Rivers farmers and other critical stakeholders in the food delivery industry that we can grow rice in Rivers. We have done it 15, 20, 25 years ago, and we produced a lot of quantity of rice, ranging from farm rice and upland rice. When I was a field officer, we tried the rice species in my community, Nemoha local government, and it did very well.
The Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, has attributed the reduction in cases of land grabbing in the state to warnings and directives issued to divisional police officers. CP Disu made the assertion when landlords in an estate within the Obiakpa local government area of the state protested to his office to complain about the activities of a suspected land grabber who allegedly uses some personnel attached to the anti-cultism unit of the command. The CP, while addressing the protesters, warned that any of his officers found engaging in land-grabbing activities will go in for it, stating that he has warned DPOs not to attach police officers to anyone involved in land dispute. CP Disu, however, encouraged residents of the state to learn to use legal means to fight for their properties rather than involve the police in every land dispute. It would interest you to know that there have been several complaints about the police involvement in land dispute in different local government areas of the state. Some police officers attached to land grabbers have also been arrested along the Obirikwere International Airport Road, Eneka and Ibueche areas on the directives of the Commissioner of Police. As the world marks World Environment Day, the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project HYPREP says it will continue to focus on land restoration, environmental sustainability and biodiversity conservation in Ogoniland and the wider Niger Delta region. Project coordinator of HYPREP, Professor Neni Bareni-Zabi, in a statement he signed to commemorate World Environment Day, said the project made significant progress in remediating all degraded lands, restoring mangroves, providing potable water, strengthening public health systems, building local capacity and promoting alternative livelihoods. Professor Zabi added that HYPREP established 20 environmental clubs in secondary schools in Ogoni, mobilizing citizen action for nature conservation. He further reaffirms HYPREP's commitment to working towards a sustainable future for Ogoniland and the Niger Delta region. The theme for this year's World Environment Day is Our Land, Our Future, Land Restoration, Desertification and Drought Resilience. On the foreign scene, the United Nations says world fossil fuel industries should be banned from advertising to help save the world from climate change. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called coal, oil and gas corporations the godfathers of climate chaos who had distorted the truth and deceived the public for decades. Guterres said, just as tobacco advertising was banned because of the threat to health, the same should now apply to fossil fuels. His remarks were his most damning condemnation yet of the industries responsible for the bulk of global warming. They came as new studies showed the rate of warming is increasing and that global heat records have continued to tumble. Elsewhere, the Israeli military says it has begun a ground operation against Hamas in the Bureij refugee camp and east of the town of Deir al-Bala in the central Gaza Strip. The Israel Defense Forces said in a statement that troops backed by airstrikes were targeting terrorists and infrastructure above and below ground. The charity Médecins Sans Frontières said at least 70 dead people and 300 wounded, the majority of them women and children, had been brought to a hospital in Deir al-Bala since yesterday. It comes as U.S., Egyptian and Qatari mediators meet in Doha and Cairo to discuss how to finalize a new ceasefire and hostage release deal. In sport, former Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur manager Antonio Conte has been appointed the new boss of Napoli on a 3-year deal. The 54-year-old has not managed since he left Spurs by mutual consent in March 2023 after 16 months in charge. Despite a disappointing time in North London, Conte has had a decorated coaching career after winning the Premier League in his first season at Chelsea 2016 to 2017 and the FA Cup in his second before being sacked in 2018. In entertainment, Netflix and filmmaker Ava DuVernay have settled a defamation lawsuit over 2019 drama series When They See Us. They were being sued by a former New York City prosecutor, Linda Fierstein, who alleged defamation for her portrayal in the TV series. The 4-part series covered the story of 5 wrongly convicted black and Latino teenagers known as the Central Park 5 who were accused of assaulting and raping a woman in Central Park in 1989. The trial was set to start next week, but a deal has now been reached between both parties. DuVernay said there had been no financial settlement with Feinstein. However, the streamer has agreed to donate $1 million to the Innocence Project, which was to exonerate people who have been wrongly convicted. Netflix have also agreed to make changes to the episodes. To end the news as a summary of the major stories. We told you that the organized labor has resumed negotiations with the federal government over the new minimum wage. The House of Representatives has asked the federal government to fix a realistic living wage. You heard that the PDP in Rivers State is demanding for former Governor Nyesom Wike's account of stewardship for his 8 years in office. On the foreign scene, we told you that Israel has launched a new military campaign in central Gaza.
Can also be automated. Okay, there are several businesses that Nigerians can do now that can be automated, and I'm going to be talking about the simple ones. So you don't have to be a computer guru, a computer wizard to do them. Very simple ones. Take scenario, we have what we call YouTube automation. Then we have a business like e-trading. We have a business like affiliate marketing. Now, because of time, let me quickly just break down these ones. Take YouTube automation as a case study. YouTube automation is actually a way in which you can create videos and manage videos in your YouTube channel without you personally appearing in any video. And what this does is that it allows you to earn money from your YouTube channel without your physical presence at all. And the beauty of this business is that it's residual. When you set it up, it starts generating money, and you can start earning as much as $5,000 monthly from this system, and it's 100% automated, which means you can be sleeping at home and it's making money for you. Secondly, let's look at dropshipping. Dropshipping is an order fulfillment method in e-commerce. It's like what we call automated e-commerce, where you can outsource inventory holding and order processing to a third party. So immediately you set up the system, everything is managed by other people. You don't do anything. All right? And so you're able to use technology to run this process in such a way that from anywhere you are, you can run it. And it's a very attractive business because you don't need much money to start. Because the product you are even selling, you don't have it. You don't own it. It's with somebody else. Are you guys hearing me now? So it allows you to start this business very easily from anywhere in the world. Then let's go into e-trading. E-trading is the online buying and selling of financial instruments. All right? In a bid to make a profit. I want to say financial instruments, we're looking at things like currencies, commodities, indices, and a lot of them. And for us to understand it very well, let me take a case study. Let's look at a commodity like gold. I think everybody should know what gold is. The same gold that actually people wear as jewelry. Yeah. This same gold is a commodity. And because it's a commodity, it is tradable. Anything that has a value is tradable. And that's why even money itself is tradable. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Okay. So let's take gold as a case study. Last month, gold fell from $1,860 per gram to $1,800 per gram. That's a $160 drop in the price of gold. Now, to us in the financial market, that's 1,600 points drop in the price of gold. If anybody sold gold beginning of last month at $10 per point movement, by now that person should have made at least $16,000 from gold. And the beauty of this is that as you are trading gold, you can be trading crude oil, you can be trading silver, you can be trading currencies. Are you getting me now? Yeah. And thank God for automation. With these days, you don't even have to sit down with it. You can automate all this process. So while you are sleeping, while you are busy with other businesses, all this is happening, for you in the financial market, and you don't have to do anything. That's the power that automation has brought, and I think people need to plug in now very fast. Okay, Michael, I'm blown away already. How can a person start these businesses? Okay, it's quite very simple. To start these businesses, I always recommend that people get the right training. When I say it's not even just training, that people get the right training on these businesses, all right? And not just about these businesses, how to automate these businesses so that you can move to the realm, where we are moving to in the future. All right? And that's why Academy is here. Okay. We have a specialized conference that we're organizing right now titled the E-Business Automation Conference. The E-Business Automation Conference. And at this conference, we're going to be training you, we're going to be informing you, and we're also going to educate you on the opportunities in all these businesses. All right? We're going to be looking at automation in YouTube automation. We're looking at drop shipping. We're going to look at e-trading. We're going to look at affiliate marketing and several other businesses that you can automate automate right now and start generating good income for yourself. All right? And they are going to be putting in your hands the softwares that you need to automate these businesses. Because to automate a business, there are softwares that you will need. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So we're going to be giving you these softwares at this training. All right? Whether those softwares are fully automated, whether they are manual softwares, we're going to be helping you to start studying at this training. And I can tell you, it's a training you cannot afford to miss.
Now, this sounds like a power-packed training, Michael, if you ask me.
Yes.
How much does it cost to attend this e-business automation conference? And who can attend it?
Okay, let me start from the top about who can attend it. The truth of the matter is that anybody that is interested in generating income right now using the most recent computer technology can attend this training. Let me tell that again. Anybody who is interested in generating income right now using the latest computer technology should be at this training. And you don't have to be a computer guru. As long as you can use your phone, be at this training, and you can actually begin to generate side income while you are doing other things you are doing. And guess what? This conference is coming absolutely free to Nigerians. You pay nothing to attend this training. And you can be a businessman, an employee, an investor, retiree, you're a job seeker, you're a housewife. No matter who you are, even if you're a student, be at this training, come and discover how you can actually begin to automate your businesses, how you can begin to generate new stream of income for yourself, and it's absolutely free of charge.
So can you give us the dates, the venue, and the time of this conference, and how participants can register to attend?
The conference will take place for 2 days right here in the city of Port Harcourt. And the dates this conference is going to be taking place is this week, Thursday 6th, and Friday, the 7th of June, 2024. Let me that again. This week, Thursday 6th, and Friday, the 7th of June, 2024. On these 2 days, the time will be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. From 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So 3 hours of very, very life-changing time. And the venue of the event on those 2 days will be at the Rally Academy. The Rally Academy, second floor, City View House, number 26, Abba Road, by Market Junction. Right here in the city of Port Harcourt. The Rally Academy, second floor, City View House, number 26, Abba Road, by Market Junction. Right here in the city of Port Harcourt. Very popular place, I can tell you. You cannot miss it. It's very important that you register to be at this event so we know you are coming and we can prepare for you. And to register is simple. Send an SMS to your phone number, then your seat will be reserved to be at this event. So take your phone right now. Let me show you how to register. If you want to register to attend on the first day, which is Thursday, the 6th of June, 2024, send an SMS to the word PH1. PH is short for Port Harcourt, and the number to this phone number 091 6466 0000. Let me take that phone number again 091 6466 0000. And you want to register for on the second day, which is Friday, send an SMS to the word PH2.
Commercial. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? Conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. 95.1 FM, we're talking. Because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Nakolobate, site meza ya Nzambe, alobaka kaka.
Today FM Mazima.
Olivier Nombassi, Jimmy Chadari, Amadou, Charles Coton, Gérard Ekouchou, Thierry Zone les collecteurs, Papi Kamba, l'homme poursuivi par le lion et l'homme poursuivi par le chien.
Yes, you didn't know that I also know how to sing. I will soon bring out an album, so you will also know that because these days now, the way the economy is going, we need to diversify. So you'll be able to pay bills. All right, welcome on board. It's time for What's on Your Mind. I'm sure you've danced a little bit. If you love that music, say yay. How do they do it in the upper chamber? Okay, the eyes, right? Mm-hmm. In our own, whether you say aye or nay, the eyes must have it. All right, call in and tell me what's on your mind, what is bothering you, or what is making you happy that you need to share on this particular platform. I'd love to hear that directly from you. If there's something happening in your community that's making you happy, please feel free to share, or that's making you sad. Don't let me talk about the country because every day they keep on doing things that will make you sad. That's Nigeria for you. That's why I always tell people, don't carry Nigerian problem on your head. Just try as much as you can to generate joy so you can live long. All right? Last, when they are done, accumulating and stealing everything, they will not carry it to the great beyond. That's why I love God so much. At the end of the day, every one of us at old age will leave everything here and go and leave it for the next generation. So if you like, acquire the whole state. If God gives you long life, 80, 90, you go and leave everything. If they squander it, you will not know. If they share it well, you will not know. So if you like, acquire everything, acquire the whole country. You'll still leave it here and go. Empty we all came, empty we'll all go back. It's a principle that cuts across board. Rich man, big man, minister, diplomat, president, whoever you are, you must leave everything here. The highest thing, they will go and buy very expensive casket. Few years down the line, some people will go and dig it up and sell the gold. Oh, you don't know? If they like, they should buy casket of $1 million. It won't change anything. I've seen people bury their parents with...
I don't know if they have 1 year dustbin inside that truck. Pastor, you got to understand what I'm saying.
It's like they don't usually clean it.
Just only from Ozoba to Rumolana, you see about 4 or 5 that broke down along the road, and the thing is sinking. Brother, God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
The government needs to do better. I've been talking about the rate at which our cities, dirty, smelly, the government needs to do better. If the man, I think there's somebody who is in charge, who is the SA on environment, who is in charge of Ruama. Your Excellency, sir, if you have to succeed, you must put competent people who will do the job. Else, those same people will spoil your government. People need to be working with the speed of light. This is not time for explanations, excuses. The entire country and the state has Jabarata. So anybody who is in government needs to be working with the speed of light. This is not the time to, chop and be chopping like before. No. People are becoming very wise. So people in government needs to wake up and work. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Maxwell.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. Mr. Maxwell, I don't know who is in charge of Rwama. And just stated, there are people that will come into this government to pretend that their aim is to sabotage this government from succeeding. You will agree with me that Rwanda, there is a certain group of women that are tied to Rwanda that are responsible in sweeping our various streets and roads. Am I right?
Exactly.
But as I speak to you, I don't know if they are on strike or they haven't paid them. So the governor should look into the people that is appointing into his government, or else he will stand as a symbol of sabotage to his government. The roads, the various roads now are very dirty. And if the Roma boss is not able to serve the masses, he should kindly resign from his office. Because this government, under the leadership of State Federal, will not tolerate incompetence and compromise. So the governor, not only receiving recommendation from people to give appointment, he should also look at their capacity on how they can, how passionate they are to serve. Not it is my time. Let me fight for money. No, we don't want people like that in this administration. People that will come to touch the life of Rivers people, just like the way we go on social receptacle and went to dump those kind of waste. We also regulate those people that bring waste. As a waste you bring, we say wait for the compactor to come so that we put and then move to dump site. But please, I'm begging the Rwanda boss, which is the SA, the governor and the environmental, please, sir, move into action, put your monitoring team. They have monitoring team. It's not all about arresting people and then charging them to environmental court. It has been a necessity now to begin to look at the contractors, how they evacuate, where are their trucks, do they service their trucks, and then once their trucks, if your truck is not good, you can use tipper. If your contractors, you can use tipper to deliver, and then get a better evacuators, those who can put this refuse in order, and then take it from the dump site to where they were evacuated. You need to do something. Master, thank you. Be well. Please don't look at those girls who are selling points.
You know the look. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good to have you.
My name is Stephen.
Yes, please.
Please, I want the relevant authority that power Akukutoru local government, which is Sabonima houses. Since last week, everywhere I've been in darkness, and I don't know the reason why everywhere it is in darkness. Let them power their houses, and they're receiving a lot of calls from their houses that everywhere is in darkness up to this moment that you are talking, and I'm unable to reach people to communicate and contribute for some kind of certain development in the state and the federal government as well. So please let them power so that people will be taking their phone to people's houses to go and charge. That is my latest report this evening.
Thank you very much. Max, good evening. My name is St. Leo. Max, you go soon go Congo. What's on my mind? Port Harcourt is too dirty. In fact, grasses and sand are growing on the road. Go to Eneka, to Iguruta. The road is too dirty. Secondly, lawless driving.
Thank you very much. Master, I don't want to look at it because if it is not happening in my place, it may be happening in another place. So the area I'm looking at it now is that I'm happy that the Commissioner of Police from his statement has acknowledged that his men accompanying land grabbers. No longer the normal story that we used to hear that it's not our men, not our men. Today, he has confirmed that men are involved. And the question that we should be asking the Commissioner of Police is that, on what authority? Where is the authority coming from? Who is the one that instructed them to go with me? Who is that DPO? Who is that police officer who authorized them to go into this kind of business? I think if that is done, it means that the people that had, if they have identified some of them, what measures is it taken in order to make sure that those people are being punished, in order to ensure that other police officers or other security officers will not engage in that than giving this thing. So, for me, let him do more than what the statement is making. And also, and the issue of land grabbing has become a ringing bell in River State here. I'm surprised, I'm shocked that even the former governor never made a statement regarding this issue of land grabbing. The present governor that we have today have never made a statement regarding the issue of land grabbing. So for me, it is time that Governor Sempobra, even though kind of bringing an executive bill, executive order regarding the issue of land grabbing, giving a marching order to the police and other security agencies. I think that will go a long way in making sure that this issue that has become a ringing bell within the River State is being controlled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. But don't you think the community also has a big role to play? Like the caller who said the community rose up against those land grabbers. Put a fine to those saboteurs within the community. If they misbehave, this is a fine. And it stopped. Good evening. They put a fine. You bring one cow on 300,000. Now you sabi where you go get that kind of money. Now cow is very expensive. So when they know that if you don't pay that, you'll be excommunicated, you'll be chased out of the community. What did he say? He said he stopped. So do you need the governor to come and do the job? What about communities? Because no land grabbing happens in any community without saboteurs within that community, accompanying the outside rats, in quote. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, my name is Ezeka Abelu. I'm calling you from Omudiana. You are politicians, and you are now coming back to say any of them that follow any person to go and do land grabbing. But let's leave the issue of police aside. Let's leave the issue of police. It is our brothers who do this land grabbing. It is the people from that own that land. Most of them will go to another person that have money. They will now say, when the man grab the land, they will now forge document that the man bought the land from them. This is how these things work. So people say they are people land and call and say it's land grabbers. We should just behave well in this country. It's not everything we call the police. Unlike a narrative that police will just come and shoot gun, what concerns police with this one. If two persons is dragging land and the policeman come and say what is happening, everybody carry machete. So what can they do to quiet the situation? So you see most of the time police begin to shoot guns so that everybody will be scared out. And people will tell me that they follow land grabber. All these things are not real. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Izzy. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome, Wellington. Go ahead.
This matter don't they arise and they come up every minute. I think those who will get along within that, we don't talk about those who will get along within that as to form a formidable force. Need the DPO. The DPO within that area know the areas. Need to make a formal complaint to them. Say, look, some persons they come here, they bulldoze our land. Then the community chief, but the paramount leader of that community, know which community, which will get that particular place in Fanaba, and they know. Him to make a formal complaint, he will be with, he should summon the DPO to come to his palace. Say, look, people are coming into my bush to grab my land, who are bought land in this community. People are automatically residents here. So from there, you go know whether these people, any saboteur are inside there. And if the DPO fails not to petition that DPO, petition them. The essence of it is to secure life and property. Petition them to the highest level. Go to media like your radio station. Put the name. Because you have to defend, you have to protect life and property. Take them to the highest level, zone, national, everywhere. So that people don't say, immediately, and I call and say, this people don't call me to respond. Not the police where they from come, whether Manticotti, multiple to SOS to state, they suppose to report that, hey, if they don't have this, that is his own territory.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, welcome.
Yes, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about land grabbing of a thing. You see, this land grabbing matter, my brother, this thing is getting out of hand. And I am calling on the River State government to come to the aid of the poor masses. Because so many people that bought land, that have land today, you don't know how many years it has taken them to save money to get this land. Do you know that I have about 3 persons that are my friends that are already building at Apple Road? If you are in this Roboko area at Apple Road, they have built their house to roofing level. This man called Edo One.
No, I wouldn't want you to call names, sir.
Demolish their houses to 0 level. I'm talking to you. Now there is nothing. Even they have gone to police, they have gone to different places. My brother, once they hear their name, they will say, this particular people, we don't do them like this. They will do the matter anyhow. My brother, I don't know. It's only the River State government, Seminalaye, Fobara, the honorable governor of the River State that can solve this problem. My brother, let the governor come to people's aid. Me, I'm not involved, but I'm only crying for people that I know that are involved in this matter. It's too much. If I start calling names, I know so many of them, I know their names that are doing this land grabbing of a thing. But since you said I shouldn't call names, let me just hold it there. My brother, please, I'm calling on River State government. Let River State government help the poor masses. You don't know how they have saved money in buying this land or building their houses. And somebody will come with Swambugi tractor to demolish their houses. I was at a chain day before yesterday. I went there and people were demolishing people's houses, people's fence for no reason because they want to take over their land. And nobody is doing anything about it. And if you go, the people that they are even working with as security agency, they are not policemen, they are not things. They are all criminals. They are dressing like armed robber, wearing black and black, carrying rifles, shooting guns anyhow. My brother, are we in a war zone? Somebody that saved money to buy a land just to build a house for him and his family, to live a restaurant, has he done anything wrong? Why are we like this in Nigeria? We are only punishing ourselves. We are only doing ourselves. And it's only the government that can solve this problem. Because if the governor does not intervene, these people, they are very big dignitaries people in the society. They are people that you can't even go close to them. They will even kill you. Are you getting me? They will kill you. They will take your life. If you see the way they are coming to demolish people's house, they come with full force. Sometimes you see armed men, you think they are policemen. They are not policemen. The IG, the Commissioner of Police, River State, need to look into this matter. Those particular people that they are using to go and demolish people's house. They are not
thank you, sir.
Agency. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
I'm up here.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Regina.
Yes, please.
Yeah, when I talked about police and the government doing something, it does not stop the communities from taking necessary measures that are supposed to. Because I know that for 2 times they have attempted to come to the issue of land grabbing within my community. Just because of the very step that we took. They couldn't succeed. So community leaders and community chiefs and the entire community should be able to, while government and the police are doing what they are supposed to do, the communities are supposed to do their own in order to protect their own community and protect their land. So I am not excluding a community or giving I'm not removing community from what they are supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Keep the calls coming in. Has land grabbing activity within your area subsided? Has it reduced? Greetings, Max. The recent activities of land grabbers in River State is becoming a serious concern to the citizenry. And Max, please, I know you're doing your best to put an end to issues that does not go well with the populace. Please, Max, do your best to also speak for... Okay, you say speak on this too. Okay, Honorable Malone, thank you. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Maxwell.
Yes, Dakuku. Go ahead.
This is Dakuku from OKJ. So, for the issue you are talking about, it depends on the community and the Royal Highness in that community. Like in my place, somebody cannot come to work. They want to become land grabber, to grab somebody's land. We cannot agree. It happens to be one man called to me, stop them automatically. Bring the boss, pursue them from that community. They don't even exist that day. It depends the Royal Highness and chiefs in that community. Let these people to come up and be able to grab somebody's land. As you people talking. It's because as soon as government have put into it now, Haiti and Commissioner of Police have put eye on it now. Let them take it seriously. They getting them arrested, as I heard today's news for Nigeria Info. They arrested at Igbo and the other side. They should be seriously and getting them arrested. Immediately and prosecute them. Other people will withdraw. Because this year become a lot of things. Somebody's land, they will come here to crunch it. And most of them don't know how the land is. They find out whether the gun is for them or for soldiers. I'm just telling you, most of police are included with them. Police is included with them. I'm just telling you. And I don't talk what I don't know. Police is included with them. They should warn their police people who are involved in such a act. Any police they get in that I should be arrested and removed it from police. I get my point. So let me stop here, Master. Thank you.
Thank you, Dakuku. Greetings, Sir Max. The Commissioner of Police did very well by warning his men not to get involved in land grabbing. But if anyone is caught, will he prosecute the officers involved? If yes, he should take same step against other illegal activities performed by the police officers within the state. Dixon from Obakari. Thank you, sir. Max, greetings. For some time we have not been... Okay, you sent it twice. I've taken that message before. Thank you, thank God, Ability Atuebu. Yes, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead.
Maxwell, I want to remain anonymous.
Yes, please.
The story is a very long one. It happened to me directly as I'm talking to you. I had to struggle to get this parcel of land along this Eneka Igboche road and fence the place, do everything. Before you know, a caterpillar drove in with some community boys involved. You know, we were there, I know their names, they are there, and they grabbed the land gradually from one state to another. In some of the cases, the houses there were some roofed house, some with wood, but my own was just with fence, and my friend's own. We are not talking of 10 acres of land where people have developed a lot of houses, a lot of fence. As we talk now, everything is down. And we were calling on the landlord, they will come and tell us, don't worry, we will do something. We know. And they brought in, these grabbers, they brought in some vigilantes and police and kept in the bush. In my own case, I was fencing when one of the vigilantes was threatening me. If you don't leave that place, I'm going to shoot you. I continued because the landlord gave me the order, say, go ahead, when you fence, they will not grab your own. I continue, I finish. But as we speak, they have scatter the fence, scatter all the houses, and taking over the land. In fact, as we're doing, the community will still coming to collect permits. Local government dues, every dues will pay. One of my friends was on the verge of doing foundation. They were digging his foundation when they came with one of the community men. He told him to give him money, that when he gives him money, he will go and tell the grabbers not to touch his phone. And that my friend had to go and hustle and give him. But the following morning, they took over the land and pursued them away. So, and now what they are telling us that they have sold the whole portion to one senator. I will not mention him because he will not accept it. A senator from this region of Eneka. That the whole
can you send the name? Can you send it to our number?
To this particular number?
No, the message number.
I do not have the message number.
I'll give you now. Can you take it now?
Okay. Yes.
0701.
070.
No, 0701.
Okay.
9339.
Okay.
962.
Okay.
Please call it for me. Call
I
it.
will send it. Okay. 0701.
Right.
9339.
Correct.
962.
Yes, send it immediately. WhatsApp or regular message.
I will do that to you. So, my brother, as we speak up to today, they are still doing the fencing. Part of the land they have sold it to a lot of estate developers. They fence everything. Master, if I have the opportunity, I have given you a picture. In houses with roofs.
Yes, you can send it via that number I gave you. It's also a WhatsApp number. You can send it via that number.
Okay. Yes. A particular lady was living inside that place. I think they don't have money. So they just finished their house. They have to roof only the parlor and the room and stay. Very beautiful woman and the beautiful children. They came and pursued these children and the woman away. Break the house down with guns. And some days the community boys, some of them that are not involved, will come. They will arrest them, keep them on the floor, flog them. So I was there. And a particular person they will call again from the community will come and rescue them. So right now, as we speak, I've been trying to see I'm trying to go to court against my landlord because I know he was always there. He was always there. Even when I had to confront one of the grabbers, he told me I should give him 650,000 that he will return my land. And I told the landlord, what are you going to do? He took me, the landlord, when we meet together, we meet the grabber. He said he knows him, that he's living behind his house, that I should go ahead and give him 300, that he will give him 300 for him to give me back my land. The following day, I went, they have taken the land gradually. Even my son that I ordered to start and do foundation, they were using my own son to do their fence. For a particular senator, they say as a lease that they've given it, the lower land belongs to the senator now. So it's pathetic, Maxwell. It's affecting lives. And we are pleading that the governor should do something because the community told us they have gone to their women, have gone to governor's house. Governor said they are coming to church. We should give them 1 month. We gave them that 1 month. That was February. Up to now, we didn't hear anything again.
All right. Just send that message.
I will do that.
Thank you, sir. So sorry about your loss.
All right, thank you.
It's really pathetic. And I hope they will take the land to heaven. All right, that's much we can take on this segment. We need to take a short break to come back for your eyewitness report. You can start sending in your eyewitness report as we speak. Most times, eyewitness report will come just after we're done with the show. So please start sending them. If you probably have pictures you want to also send, you can do it via WhatsApp. This 0701 9339 962 is, you can send regular message through that number. You can send WhatsApp message through that same number. That's how it is configured. All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You may not realize it, but do you know you can always show your love for others with simple gestures? Here are some of them. Always look for the good in people. There are two sides to every story. We have our good and bad sides. So, look for the good in people. Focus on people's potential. Everyone has potential. So, rather than put them down, help them realize it. Choose to love. If you're given an option between giving love and receiving love, choose given because that is a more practical choice. Treat everyone as equals. You cannot give what you don't have. So, before you try to love other people, love yourself first. Forgive. We all make mistakes. So, whether it's a family or a stranger, the best way of showing love is forgiveness. Everyone deserves a second chance. Show compassion. Care for other people. Care for what they are going through. Do what you can to help. Give back to the community. Remember that a single drop of water can cause countless ripples. That donation, no matter how small, can inspire others to do the same. Smile, even to strangers. Remember that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So, do not underestimate the power of a smile. Not only does it lighten up your face, it will also brighten up another person's day. Be the spark of positivity you want to see. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. This message is brought to you by Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back. El professor École. Président des démoniatos, Yves Jolie des boucliers, Malou des bosquets, Picho Bongo, Soparon, Moukoka. Gobi le Val. Junior Mapoussou. Bibi, l'amour, DJ, Kitoko, Olio. Alex Choua, Alita Jamala, Alpha Moflipe, Gimolebe, Gile Omelonga na Suede. Les spéciales à Bamako et Sadaf. Gauthier et Wing. Sandra Kazak. Blaise Massiton. Olivier Kamasi. Ahmadou Djabi. Aristide Aïbou à Cotonou. Tonton Lama. Madame Caroline Mbouchingue, la dame au grand cœur, la beauté et la classe. Le sénateur Sylvestre Mbouchingue, le PDG au Cameroun. Maître Manix Kevin Kamuzuna Guindie. Junior Mukuna Maître Toro, champion SN à Cape Town. Feed Boy Mandaka Malion, le second Yassan. Cédric Niakovic, DJ Merco, Master Virus. Christian Kilman. Boogie Black. Tams Garçon Bio. Chico Sebayaka, Emilie Mpoutou, Rampé. Josélie Mapoita, Mister Pitachmo. Camionnette Mola. Descendant. Ajungo Maïsefter, nous les savons. Oh non, c'est Limbamé, prix Nobel de la SAP. Michel, Francis, Pasteur et Kimsey. Le demi-dieu Ahmed Bakayoko, fort Asseni Marco Camara, l'homme du peuple, African James Bond, Didier Drogba, le numéro 9 Samuel Eto'o, Yaya Touré.
Taking you way back, his name is Fali Pupa. He calls that one a Kole, whatever that. A man, 10 million comes into your hand. You don't have one single landed property, right? You have a wife. She's selling in one small kiosk, tabletop market in front of your house, and God blessed you with 10 million naira. You have 3 children. You are qualified for cow. You're asking for copyright. Ask that they should come and do the road properly. Then don't say we just need drainage to fix every